Everybody, welcome EShot Nation, episode 7. Today is a very special day for us here at EShot
Oh
Nation.
yeah.
We have an old time friend, someone who's going to
Shit.
make you laugh, someone who just enjoys
Shit.
having a good time. His name is
hmm
Anthony Hord. All
Mm.
of his links will be in the description below. But man, just tell us about yourself. What have you been up to? And just just tell us what's going on in the life of Anthony.
The life of Anthony, yo. So I met Nate and Zach all the way back in the old school days when we used to meet up at the church, and then we started getting plugged in with some leaders, and they were playing Halo, man, and we were playing
Oh
a
man.
lot of Halo. So I mean, games were just like the beginning of almost all of my early friendships. And
Oh yeah.
I wasn't playing with them; that I was trying to play by myself and play some of that Super Smash Brothers. You know what I'm saying? But man, life went on. Life went on. We went through high school together. It was pretty awesome. And then let's see what happened after that. I guess just like left Washington and
Yeah.
then just got into video editing through my uncle. And he just gave me the opportunity to learn how to edit and just like go on film shoots and stuff. And so that's been
That's
pretty good.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really
So
cool. Yeah.
I really learned like a lot about the industry that I thought I wanted to get into. And
Yeah.
it all started with the acting thing. So I wanted to be an actor, but then I just realized like there's a lot of bullshit with it. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I mean, I'm,
Like
I'm
is it
just yeah for
Oh, go
sh-
ahead. Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm gonna point out something here. It looks is that an Overwatch shirt you got on?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is actually like a more recent chapter in my life right now.
Yeah.
I got involved into a private school, Northwest Christian School, and we are conducting an esports team with the
Oh
Overwatch game
wow.
right now. Oh, very So cool. to me, it's kind of a dead game, but it's the
Yeah.
first game to kind of like get my foot in the door and just kind of like shake things up a bit. Like we're already planning a few public events, with the youngsters, like middle schoolers, gonna get some. I think we're doing mobile, Fortnite mobile, because all the kids have that,
Oh
and
oh
we'll
yeah.
just
Makes sense
we'll
for
do
sure.
that to kind of get them involved. And then the high
Mm.
school team, I'm gonna try to push for Call of Duty Black Ops this winter. We'll see what we do.
Jeez. Dude, that's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
really cool. I mean,
I,
so does like your church have a team currently then? Is that kind of or is it just you guys are putting on events for like Overwatch?
so it's interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Northwest Christian School is a private
Okay.
school,
Okay.
and the only way I got involved with them is my uncle. He's pretty he likes to get involved in the plays and stuff like that. And the school needed somebody to direct their fall play, but he was like, "Nah, man, I like movies. Like, would you guys like to do
Yeah.
that? I mean, I have all the gear." And they're like, "Well, why not?" So we made
Yeah.
like a small little half an hour film, and it's been going on and on for like 5 years now. This is our fifth year. We're on a film right now
Oh wow.
called Death Chicken. Yeah, it's pretty wicked. So we'll talk about that later. But then
Yeah.
I was just interested. I was like, so I hear you guys have an esports team. Like this does not compute. Like just our background. Like all of us. Like
Yeah.
when's the last time you heard a church was actually involved in or even just a
Oh
school
yeah.
was involved
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
esports? So it was like it resonates with me and like what I believe. And I'm just like, dude, regardless of who I am or whoever else is involved, like we got to take this to the next level. Like let's put this on the map.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, to get on the map, I think you need to play what's being played, and Call of
Yeah.
Duty's it. And luckily, we all were like that generation playing Call of Duty in high school, so let's figure it out. And
Yeah.
yeah, so they like what I'm saying, and we'll just figure out what's going on with it later. But yeah,
That's awesome though. I mean, that sounds like a cool opportunity at least for sure. I mean, whether it they think Call of Duty is the way to go or stick with Overwatch, like that just
yeah,
seems like a cool opportunity to be a part of. And I mean, it looks
oh
like
yeah.
you have a pretty cool jersey out of it too.
Oh my God, I know. I mean, just getting involved with the kids is amazing. I mean, they all like playing the game, so
Yeah.
Um, but it's gonna be interesting. Like we're in the middle of trying to convince the school. So I already talked to like the two guys that really run the school, and then the
Mm.
guy that's running our little esports branch because he's part of the tech side of the school. But they all are aware of like the brand and what comes with it, and they're like, they're already shrugging at it. But I told them that this year they're allowing filters on it, so we can turn off blood effects,
Mm.
hit indicators that are not red, any type of sense of
Oh, yeah.
insurgency or whatever like that. Like
Yeah.
we can make it rated T for teen, and so it's just going to come down to I think in a couple weeks when they get a break from the school, we're going to just showcase like what the game can be for our students, and then that'll enable us to get into the door and compete with the other schools. Because I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but neither was I. There's something called the HSEL, which is actually like this national high school esports league,
Really?
and yeah, like people that there's like colleges and like other professors out there that invest into what you call it scholarships for these kids to take, because not every kid is aiming to be like the next Shroud or Dr. Disrespect. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they just like the game. But along with gaming comes coding, comes building games, comes engineering in many different fields, and just computer science. So
Oh yeah.
they're seeing an opportunity to invest in kids that are, just interested in, you never know who's going to do what in the industry. So yeah, it's pretty cool how it's being funded and supported.
That's actually really
Yeah.
cool. I had no idea that was a thing.
I mean, I like
Yeah,
how it starts from such a small, like you said, a smaller, Christian school, and you're building it into like such a big community thing. That right there is huge because as the community gets around it, like that's what we need more of. We need more of the community being right behind, like not only like just like kids playing at a like competitive level and parents understanding this, but from a whole community understanding like this is the next big thing, sort of like this is another form of sports, another form of competing that people really enjoy, and not everybody sees it that way. A lot of people see us as gamers who sit in our room, So it's one of those things where you incorporate it into the society, the community around you, and that's very cool.
yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think it's funny how, I thought I was going to be just that unique guy that grew up and never thought sports was interesting. Like, I get it. Everybody does. I'm sure you guys even like some sports that I just could never get into, like football. Like, I'll enjoy it for like the family festivities, get myself some buffalo wings. I know who I'm supporting, the Seahawks. I know how the game's played, but like overall, am I going to be throwing on those colors anytime I get a chance? Nah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
I
right
get
there
it,
with you.
but I get the gaming culture, and am I going to get a chance to dress up as Master Chief and dance around at Comic Con? Sure, sure, I'll do that. And do parents think it's just like goofy? But I'm sure parents before that think about it. Like, in all honesty, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but like, who's talking about baseball? So
Yeah.
it's just trends, and like it's just moving on, and the
Oh,
digital
yeah.
age is here. So if gaming's it, I'm glad I'm a part of that.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't say it any better, right? I mean, like you said, baseball's kind of, I mean, is it talked about? Yeah, but I mean, even the World Series here, I feel like I didn't really hear a lot about it, but at least
Right.
in like at least the little community that I'm a part of and everything, like, man, I heard a lot about the League of Legends World Championships.
Oh
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
just, I basically knew like I didn't even have to watch it, but as soon as I turned on like my Instagram or Twitter, like immediately it's Fnatic sweep C9. And now could that
Yeah.
be that's because like an NA thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I definitely had to scroll down a while until to see like any sort of Red Sox Dodgers thing.
Is that
Exactly.
over, by the way? Did
Yeah,
that is that?
it's over. It's over.
See, I didn't even hear that. I knew they were going game 4 or game 5, but I never heard the outcome. So
Yeah, no,
that's
Boston
surprising.
Boston won in 5.
Well, yeah,
But
that's all right.
By the way, Nate, what type of microphone are you using, man? Your voice is like warm and AM radio sexy right now.
Some
Like, what are you
ASMR
using?
stuff.
oh my god. So no, the mic's just a Audio Technica 2020.
Oh man.
Just an audio tech. Yeah.
And then I just have like the pop filter on it, so
Ooh,
nothing.
pop filter.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Nothing fancy. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
using my second USB mic, $20 shelf off of Fry's Electronics, bro.
Honestly though, I saw that like the way you have it set up, I was like, man, that thing looks kind of cool. And honestly,
Yeah.
I know you can't see my webcam, but I
Yeah.
saw how it's turned sideways, and I definitely copied you.
Oh, nice, nice.
So if you
nice,
watch
nice.
the VOD, you can see my mic's turned sideways.
That's awesome.
Nah, I mean,
So, I'm just curious, man. Like, thank you for having me on the show. But I mean,
Of
like,
course.
what's going on with you guys? This show, and I know that Zach and I were talking earlier before the show in the lobby, like, what he plans to do with his gaming career. So, I mean, tell me a little bit about what's going on here.
yeah. Well, I mean, kind of like Zach told you. I mean, we've definitely tried. In the like, well, let's start from the beginning, right?
Oh yeah.
We got into Modern Warfare 3 there, saw kind of EShot, Scump, kind of the Optic Gaming guys. I mean, I guess I'll ask this too. Do you know much about like the COD competitive scene or anything?
Yeah, I've definitely done my
Okay.
research and I
Okay.
know of the people. I mean, I couldn't tell you like exact plays or who won
Yeah.
what championship, but
For
I'm aware
sure.
of the people
Okay,
for sure.
cool,
Okay.
cool. That makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we saw, we saw like the Nate shots and the Scumpies of the world, and it was just kind of like, well, man, that seems like a lot of fun. Like, if you can seriously make this a job, that would be kind of cool to do.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I mean, it was just
Yeah.
hard, like it just never really worked out, essentially, and then Black Ops 2 came around, or no, we had Zenzi before Black
Well,
Ops 2.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. NW3, like we joined this clan called Zenzi Gaming, and like I actually owe them a lot because it sort of set me on the track of like what the difference between a clan and a team is.
yeah,
Hmm.
We had a clan. It was like we had like a 5-man roster for 4-man games. It was some really weird stuff. But
yeah,
when it came down to it, like we actually like went in and scrimmed like as a team. We'd practice things together. It was really eye opening, like what some of these guys were sort of trying to do. So I believe when Black Ops 2 rolled around, that was sort of dying off. Um,
yeah. I mean, there is like one kid left besides
yeah,
us
there's
two. Yeah.
yeah, there's a couple kids left. So when the first big tournament came around for Black Ops 2, it was the Frag Cup, I believe.
Yep, it was.
So all the big teams entered. We entered it with what remained of Zenzi Gaming, and we didn't do too well. But I think we went 1-1 or something like that. We ended up
Yeah.
losing second
Wait,
round.
whoa. So you guys competed in like
So
legit
so
settings?
you
Oh,
need
yeah.
you need to. I'll finish like my little story, but then Zach
Oh, yeah.
definitely has to tell you like his Black Ops 2 days.
Oh my God. Like
Yeah,
real quick, I was doing research, because I was the casual COD player.
yeah,
But then I found out Black Ops 2 was like one of the top, CODs out there, and I was like,
yeah,
I like, I'm from a different perspective, so I was like, why of all games Black Ops? Like I was not a fan of Black Ops. Like it was all Modern Warfare for me, so I was like,
yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
just weird. Literally just recently, like a month ago, I decided to drop $20 because there was no better deal in that game. $20 on a physical copy. I
yeah.
put it in. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to just grind this out for an hour or two and get the vibe for it. Nope. That game is never going to be the same. I had hackers on Xbox
Yeah.
360 servers.
Yeah.
Like, there's no chance in hell that I'll ever get a taste of that game. So
No,
Yeah.
I'll take
not
your
till
word for it,
remaster.
man.
No, I
Take-
mean just
yeah.
like from a competitive Call of Duty setting, Black Ops 2 was as of right now the peak, and it fell off after that.
It really
Oh,
defined
yeah.
the competitive COD scene when it came down to it. It
Oh,
really
man.
defined it and made it what it is, or like the remnants or the beginnings of what it is.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it was amazing.
yeah. So I mean, like I said, we kind of saw that fell off a little bit. I think we both each kind of tried to do our own thing in the YouTube setting, and just never really stuck with it. I mean,
What was that looking like? Was that YouTube? What was YouTube for Nate, and what was YouTube? Or NoobTube? What was YouTube
Oh, it
for
was
Zach?
NoobTube.
Yeah,
it was totally NoobTube.
I mean, it was just like gaming videos. Like you get an Elgato, you post like it. Looking back, I mean, I
Yeah.
should have put a lot more effort into it. I mean, obviously hindsight's
But
2020,
who's to
but
know? I mean, you guys are all 15, 16 at the time.
exactly.
Like we didn't know. I mean,
No.
honestly, look at what we're doing right now. Like
Yeah,
we didn't know we were going to be able to do this in our 20s, like easy.
yeah, no, it's for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, man. So we did that, and then eventually, fast forward a few years to now, and we basically kind of, I don't know, it was kind of a joint thing, really. I mean, I just
It
texted,
was.
I texted him one day, and I was like, "Man, do you want to do a podcast? Like, that just seems like,
Yeah.
seems like fun." And Black Ops 4 was just about to release, about a week.
Oh,
or
so this
two.
is recent.
Yeah, this is
oh,
very,
okay.
yeah, this is very recent when we started this.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was about 2 weeks before Black Ops 4, and we always, I think it's just coming full circle to the point now where we're older, we're willing to stay committed, consistent to it. I mean, it's honestly not hard to do. Pick a couple hours out of your week to, two podcasts a week is pretty easy to do. And I mean, I know Zach just set up his Elgato, so kind of getting the gameplay stuff going.
Yeah,
now.
so
Yeah, go for it.
Elgato, man. I literally, just started trying to stream and record and see what I liked or what I fancied, and I picked up the HD60, like the second model, and it was doing me great wonders with my console gaming. But now that years passed, I was on Mixer before because I was trying to stream just from Xbox and just taste it.
Oh,
I love it, and so now I'm jumping into it. But now that I'm wanting to be on PC, I don't know what the heck is going on, but
So
this thing is just
I
not
will
keeping
I
up,
will I
I
will give
guess.
you a little trick here, and
Yeah.
I've given this to Zach. I've given it to a few people. I
Highly
Look at
wouldn't.
recommended.
Zach.
Yeah, I
Yeah, look at him
wouldn't.
nodding his
So
head.
when you're streaming from your PC, don't use the Elgato.
Oh no
Use
no no no
yeah.
no no. I'm using a separate PC. Now I know you'll
Okay.
laugh at this one, but the first computer I got here is a 2014 MacBook Pro.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I was streaming off that on my console. It was, flawless. But
Yeah.
now that I got my PC, I would
Mhm.
figure it's the same. But I don't know if it's because Xbox has some different type of HDMI signal going through it to where it was flawless, and then a PC you're dealing with like hertz
Oh,
speed and
so
everything
you
going through
okay? So now you're trying
HDMI.
to. So if I'm hearing you right, you're trying to stream your Xbox through your new PC with the Elgato.
No, no, no. I'm not
No.
even streaming Xbox. I'm trying to
Oh.
stream my PC to my Mac. Or yeah, I'm trying to play my PC through my Mac, and
Oh.
let my Mac do all the encoding for streaming. Like,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
gotcha.
I think I'm running into the problem where like the Elgato is old, and then I'm running into the problem where I'm going through Mac with only 2 point, I think 5 gigahertz of speed. So
Okay,
I'm just
so
gonna
I
invest in.
will say this though, and I would at least
Yeah,
give this a try.
yeah,
Is just so I don't know if you're like, I'll tell you that it's a safe download. I've used it. Lots of people have used it.
yeah,
Just do Streamlabs OBS, and from there you can. It works perfectly. Honestly, I'm not just saying this. I'm not unfortunately sponsored by them, but
yeah.
you can do everything from this application, and
Yeah.
you'll be. I mean, you can just select like so. One of the
Oh yeah,
sources
game
you can
window.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I'm familiar
game,
with
yeah,
OBS. I just
yeah,
didn't use Streamlabs before.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just I would. I mean, it's definitely a very like ramped up version of OBS, and I would
Yeah,
definitely, if you're trying to stream PC games, I know a
I'll
lot of
look into
people
it.
use that as well. So yeah, I mean, by no means do you have to use that or anything, but it's at least
Yeah,
a possibility for you to at least look at. But yeah, man, I saw you were playing like Blackout recently on stream.
yeah, yeah. It's the stream's getting a little glitchy, so that's where I'm just running on all these things. And you know what? There's all these little nooks and crannies like you're just suggesting, but to me, it's just like I think I'm just gonna have to build a streaming PC and just like
Oh man,
like that way. If I do that, I'll know that there's an
yeah,
issue
Yeah.
with the Elgato. Like if the Elgato is good and does what it needs to do, it
yeah,
will do it. But if it's not, then I need to figure out what's going on. But I know for sure an encoding PC, like now that I'm in the PC world, I realize that CPUs are actually not as powerful as you know people make it out
Mhm.
to be. So I'm
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna need 4 cores. All right, I'm gonna need some cash. I'm gonna have to build this thing. So it's
Yeah.
coming in Wednesday. We'll see how it goes, and
Yeah,
hopefully it's worth it. But
that's
anyways,
awesome.
back to what I wanted to know about Zach. Like, what was the YouTube like for you before the podcast?
Just yeah. I mean, my YouTube. It was like Nate said. I never put enough work into it. Like I never gave it my all. I
Was
my
that the
first.
editing process? What was the hard part?
Well, it wasn't really editing. It was just like I took it for granted. I thought you make a video, you slap it together, you put it up, and you just
Mhm.
you do that, and eventually you'll get good at it. I didn't think about the all the different like all the different things that go into it, from like an intro to cutting to certain parts, like all the clever editing, like that stuff to me, like it when I watch someone's video, I'm like, oh, that's a cool edit and stuff. But then I never think of doing that, and I don't have like I
Mhm.
never thought I had that creativity to do that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I started like high school, like right at the end of high school, I started uploading videos as soon as I could. Like June 5th, I think was my first video.
Mhm.
So I started there, and then it just never continued. It was always something I started and stopped.
Mhm.
Um, but like I said, I never really wanted to focus on the YouTube side of it. I sort of saw that there was competitive gaming, and then there was YouTube, and like
Yeah, there is a
casual.
line. It's weird how there's a
And
line, but there
there's
is. Yeah.
there's those few people, like like we said, the nade shots, the scumps, that can really draw that line really well, like definitively ride that line. And if you can't, like, you have to focus on one over the other for the most part. And like especially in like League of Legends or other communities where it's a lot more intense, a lot more detailed of a game than Call of Duty, it's something that
Yeah.
you see a lot more. Like there's less players that can provide that streaming aspect every night because they're exhausted from scrims every day.
Yeah.
So learning from that, I focus all completely in competitive. I didn't worry about like YouTube for a long while, and it wasn't until
You were
like,
just worried about the stats. You were just playing the game for what it
oh,
was.
I just wanted to play like Black Ops 2, especially like when that game came out. I wanted to play that game every second I possibly could. I loved that game. I mean, it was a love-hate relationship, but it was the greatest thing. So I mean, I played that competitively, played my way like onto different teams, like just trying out with different friends I'd
Okay,
meet
whoa,
online.
whoa. So now slow down for me here. How did that
Okay.
happen? I mean, you're just like a couple teams. Like to me, I'm like in an Xbox lobby, in the moment somebody's like, "Hey, you want to play?" Yeah, and then they boot you. Like what the heck? Like, how'd you
Uh,
officially get on a team? How did you compete, man? Like, what's that process?
well, I mean, tournaments are everywhere. Like Game Battles is sponsored by. It's a website based out of MLG, and they you can just go on there and you can play game battles. I was playing game battles earlier, and I mean, if you're good at that, that draws attention to you. Which I never enjoyed game battles. I always enjoyed like in-game play, like scrimming or playing eights against people. So what you do is like I would just go onto a forum and just post like looking for a team, blah blah blah, and then you get hit up by a couple people. You play with them. If you have some chemistry, you just keep going. You just form that friendship and go, and then eventually maybe you have a good group of four, you're playing with them for a while, and maybe you guys split up after a while. So some people start to get off, and maybe you and one other guy forms another team
Yeah.
with another. I mean, it's one of those things where you jump around. But eventually, I found myself sort of on a team of people that were older than me. I was the youngest guy by a good couple of years, and they really had the wisdom that I like to think I have now that I didn't have then, which was just like what really a cohes or like a really well put together team is. Like how you practice, how you communicate and everything, and something that like I've been working on a lot lately because I want to get to that next step in just casual gaming. Like I just want to be like that better teammate, the best possible teammate I can be. So Black Ops 2, I just worked on just listening to them and doing whatever I could, and we grinded for hours on end. We got to play against like Optic once or twice, which was like really cool, like the
Oh
actual
yeah.
EShot big timer. Like I was really neat. And then like I did go to a LAN tournament with some of our buddies, and we ended up winning that LAN tournament nearby. So that was like the sort of the
Oh
peak was
wow.
like winning a nearby tournament and stuff.
All on 360, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then the jump to Ghost was bad. That's where I abandoned COD,
Yeah.
and went to League of Legends. That's where I sort of went PC gaming, learned a lot.
Was it the game itself, or I mean, was it just the
Uh,
tone, or like you were just kind of
Definitely the
burnt out?
tone. It was so dull compared to Black Ops 2,
Okay.
and Black Ops 2 like it was just my game. Like I loved everything about it. The MSMC was my favorite gun. Like it just everything about it was me, and I put so many hours into it that when this sort of happened, I was sort of seeing like my foot was in the door for like League of Legends and other esports, and I was like,
Mhm.
I could make this jump and start playing this game. And so when I finally just got the money and I just put down on a computer and went, let's do it. It was like gears changed, and I was still in Black Ops time, but I still invested a lot of times in the Black Ops 2 until really Ghost came out. And I was like, I can't stand this game, and I put it down one day and I did never touched it again. Really, I mean, it just walked away from it.
Well, not gonna lie, that's about the right time to put the Call of
Yeah.
Duty down
Yep.
because
I
we
mean,
all know what happened.
I bought them every year since, but yeah, never put
Well,
very many hours into them. So
yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. And then now, like you were saying, that through the 9 to 5 job, you're just still trying to figure out the next step. So
oh
not
yeah,
quite sure what's next. If it's like Call of Duty or what. You're just kind of in that building phase right
it's
now.
just it's all esport. Like I just love all like doesn't even matter if I play the game. Like a Counter Strike, I can't stand playing that game. But man,
Mhm.
oh man, I enjoy watching it. Like Dota, I don't really understand that game because it's similar to League, but it's not quite the same game. And so like I enjoy watching that. Overwatch is even one where I literally cannot stand playing that game. I just really
Yeah,
dislike it
no,
for whatever
I'm
reason.
I'm with you on that.
But when you
As you're
watch
wearing the
it,
Overwatch team shirt.
I don't care, bro. Yeah, for sure.
but watching it, like it's clear like skill. I can watch
Oh,
these guys and know like
it's
they're snapping
team.
on to people, and yeah, their team works
Yeah,
so well together, and I do enjoy that. But
yeah.
it's only fun for a bit for me, like looking into the teams and the stats, and that's where I really get the enjoyment
Well,
out of it.
feel free to control the show, Nate, but that's where I'm gonna like go off on Black Ops 4, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it is finally coming back to what
Oh
I
yeah,
think is close to what a golden age is gonna be of Call of Duty. I mean, look, we took a break. All right. They were like, how do we switch things up? People are not liking it. We're going to ghosts. And here's the number one thing. First off, as a casual player, that story was just trash. All right. Give me back Captain Price. I could care less about who the hell was in that game. Number two, multiplayer. The only thing it had going for me was the fact that you could stack up on perks. Like that was the only interesting thing. Everything else, gunplay, everything was just too not friendly, man. Like, sure, bullets mean bullets, but like you have gear on, and like you died way too quick in that game. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could fight this all day long, but like the graphics, just it was muddy, regardless of what console you're on. Like, it was not at a good resolution. The colors were not popping, so you could literally hide and just get kill streaks because you're part of the screen. Like, not even brush. The game was just ugly. Anyways, moving past that, Call of Duty's all thinking like, as a giant unit, how do we make this fresh? You know what? Let's switch up the movement. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. You just lost your identity. Like, they're going through an identity crisis. They got jetpacks. They got all this and that. And looking back at it, I realized the difference between wall running and advanced movement and advanced warfare. And like, okay, so as of now, I can appreciate that, but like, don't put Call of Duty's name on that, dude. Like, call it something else. Jetpack shooter. Like,
Well, I mean, call it Titanfall because Titanfall came out right around the same time, and though that game didn't succeed too well, it made Call of Duty look like a joke.
I don't know what Activision was thinking firing anybody from Infinity Ward. I mean, so they all realized what they did wrong. But then here's where it's all coming back together. Black Ops 4, right?
Yeah.
They're like, you know what, we're gonna do it the Black Ops way. Well, like I said, my perspective, I'm like, I don't know what the Black Ops way is. I don't know what you're talking about. But they brought back grounded warfare, and I was like, all right. They brought a slide in. I was like, okay, let's do this. And they're like, now let's extend the time to kill. And that's where I was really, really thinking about it. I was like, how is that really going to change things? And I realized that their main goal was to shift the tides from a Modern Warfare game. Like Modern Warfare, there was a lot of downtime because of the map size and like this and that. And to me, that's Modern Warfare. It needs to play like that. But what they were thinking is everybody that gets into a close quarters combat fight, like that's where people enjoy the game, which is true. But I think in a perspective, you need to, earn that moment and it's fun. But they wanted to shove you in that on like in seconds. Like they wanted you to be up close and personal, regardless if you were a sniper or whatever. So they did advanced movement. Didn't work out so well. And then they did space or something? I don't know. Anyways, Black Ops 3, that's what I'm getting to. Black Ops 3, doing the wall running. You cannot get into a gun battle when you're sprinting the dang same speed on a wall. And like you are so slow, and they call it advanced movement. It's just terrible. So that's all I have to say. Is just like they did not get it right. But this is getting it right by extending the time to kill, because now you are having tactical decisions. I understand it. Like, can I get another kill after my 5-kill streak with my 1% of health, or should I get in cover and heal myself? Like, that is a good question to ask. Not, can I jump on this wall, slide down, shoot this guy? Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they found an interesting new balance that I can hop onto, and it's not too far from what I've enjoyed. So,
and I don't know about you guys, but like, let me make sure I put this the right way. Yeah. I really did enjoy like advanced movement and like the aspects it brought, like as a gameplay. When I sit down and I get to like jump around and be fast like that and running on the walls, like especially Black Ops 3 where I got to find all the routes like on the outside of the map, like that's fun to me. But that's not Call of Duty. And I think that's what it comes down to, is like I still want to play Call of Duty, even though I still enjoy this gameplay mechanic. Yeah, I'm gonna go play Titanfall. I own Titanfall 1 and 2 and I do enjoy them. Yeah. But it's not Call of Duty for me. But I enjoy playing the game. I just didn't enjoy not playing Call of Duty, I guess is where it's down to.
I can appreciate it, but yeah, it's not the game I'm going to be playing at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'm guessing you guys are playing Black Ops 4 right now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So thoughts, were you guys already into Battle Royale? I mean, what do you think of Battle Royale? So are you guys like thinking Battle Royale is dead and you just multiplayer, or what?
Okay, so I'll at least start with this one. We played H1Z1 for a little bit. And then it kind of died off, at least for our group of friends, I feel like. Played a little bit, but there were just so many bug glitches, and the developers didn't listen to the community. Yeah. And then PUBG came out, and then of course that was a pay to play. And then I mean, I feel like I probably would have played on like PlayStation, but they never came out. It was only Xbox.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, at least, and then Fortnite drops, and Fortnite did very good things, but I always had a problem with the, I guess, building mechanic where,
Because you're on console.
yeah, not
Yeah,
even that. I
it's-
mean, I even played PC Fortnite, but just the fact that, you know, I'm shooting at you, but all of a sudden you can build a 1x1 and kill me because I'm not a better builder.
Yeah.
And I mean, personally, I'm one of those guys that really likes kind of the realistic graphics. I'm not really a cartoony kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So I played Fortnite for a couple weeks, and that really wasn't anything for me. But then, I saw the Black Ops 4 multiplayer, watched some YouTube videos. I'm like, this
yeah.
actually, this doesn't look
Looks
too
good.
bad. Yeah. And then Zach texts me the day the beta drops, and he's like, I bought the
Oh, yeah.
beta. I'm like,
Yes.
oh man,
Oh.
I gotta buy it now.
Yes.
And so we played the beta. I know I must have at least put 16 hours into the beta for Blackout.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, as soon as the game dropped, we played some multiplayer just to kind of get, like, Zach never, I don't think he played multiplayer beta.
No.
Okay, so yeah, we played multiplayer with our friends for a little bit, and then once they got off, I mean, first Blackout match that we played, we get the W. And
Oh, I still haven't even got it.
Oh,
I only got
man.
it.
Oh no.
So beta, like,
Yeah.
I got it, but like, I don't know. I got it in a cheap way, I guess. I did the special event on beta where
yeah.
it was SMGs only on Battle Royale. I got it. But now ever since like a week or two, I forget how long the game's out now, but
yeah.
only in quads, and I was
Okay.
dead, and I got the win. So
Oh.
not that. But I mean, I don't know, man. I got a 6-kill streak the other day. I'm fine with that.
No,
But
I mean, I think we kind of talked about this in just a little bit ago, but like you said, this game feels like Call of Duty, and that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what it is for me. Is, man, like Keo said with Black Ops 2. I mean, that was the game. Like, I met online friends, and now they're in real life friends. And
Yeah.
and having
Yeah.
that kind of same feel of that old Call of Duty just brings me back to it, and it's just so much fun. And they really did Blackout right. I mean,
oh, I know. I mean, the coolest thing is that like, it's just not a hindrance with the things they added. Like, it was strange for me because they asked me like, "What'd you think of the beta?" And I mean, it's kind of different now, but
yeah,
they asked me, and I filled out the survey, and it's just like funny how I brought up that, obviously in Blackout, shields or the armor needs to be brought down.
yeah,
Everybody said
100%,
that.
yeah.
But I mean, I ended up bringing up the score streaks, and I was like, these are very underwhelming. Like, if anything, these just hinder the combat. Like, it just stops it. Like,
Is this for multiplayer?
yeah, for multiplayer.
Okay, yeah,
like,
yeah,
it-
gotcha.
it never felt like, I don't know. It didn't feel like power, and it didn't feel like movement. Like, it didn't feel like it progressed the battle. It felt like it stopped it. Like, I don't know. In Modern Warfare 2, as much as you got spammed with like all these different things, I just still feel like you could find cover and like fight it and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But with the way the maps were built, because I'm starting to embrace it, but Black Ops 3 started the whole paintball effect, Gears of War event. If you understand what I'm saying, there's always a mid, and there's always a
Yeah.
right, there's always
3
a
lanes.
left.
Yep.
There's 3 lanes. There's never a Modern Warfare 2 situation where you got a helicarrier hangar, and then you got a wide open, debris in the middle. Like, it's not unique. It's very structured. It's very
Yeah.
paintball. There's no power positions. So the score streaks felt, anything in the air. I gotta bring that up. Anything in the air just felt like I don't know. It just felt weird. It just felt very underwhelming. Like, yeah, I got killed by it, or even when you're going at it. Or so I guess when you use one and then you get killed, it just felt like a nuisance. It didn't feel like you were like a Modern Warfare 2. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
No,
that's
it
what I
does.
said. And it turns out now, like, I haven't even second thought about using the score streaks, or even being affected by a score streak. Like, I guess it feels okay, because at the end of the day, you're always gonna get killed by it. But
Yeah.
right now, I guess it feels okay.
I mean, I do have to say, like, the attack helicopter is on the brink of being like, I spawn and I just die to it. It's a little OP in my opinion.
Yeah.
But like you said, like, it's not so much a nuisance anymore. I feel like they fit well in the game almost.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels natural to see that helicopter above your head. Having
Yeah.
blackout where you actually see a helicopter above your head, like it feels
Yeah.
more natural to me now. So
Yeah, there you go. Those are the words I need to find because think about this. Now I can make my point more clear. In Modern Warfare 2, after playing the game for I don't know, about an hour, if you play it for a while, you realize the time tickers on every score streak. Like you're familiar with
Yeah.
how to move around them. That's what it is. How to not counter them, but just how to work with them.
yeah,
Because in Blackout, yeah, or not Blackout, Black Ops, it didn't feel like you knew when it was going to quit or when it was going to start. And there was just something very unique about Modern Warfare 2's kill streaks that were fun to use, but you could also counter in a way.
oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think
Maybe
I think kind of was Zach, like with that point is like you said, it was easier to get rid of the kill streaks, and at least with the chopper gunner for me in Black Ops 4 is, I mean, it takes at least 3 rockets, maybe 4 to bring it down.
Wow.
Without like LMG bullets or anything like that.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so but yeah, like you said, I mean it at least like when you get it, it feels like it's doing something for you, and you're to the point now we're so used to it being in the map, like you get used to how to move around each map and not get killed by it, just like you both said. So but I mean man, Black Ops 4, man, they did it. They really did.
I have to say so. I
Yeah.
have to say so. Oh man.
It's
So how I want to ask you guys, like, have you?
Yeah.
I know I saw your stream the night that you went over it, but the Specialist HQ, like, did you guys like that versus like a campaign? Like that was almost like to me
No.
a mini campaign.
Yeah, it is a mini campaign. Overall, like I'm still all for Call of Duty putting in the money for a blockbuster Michael Bay.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
That would be nice.
I freaking love the Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2's campaign were so good, well paced. It felt like a movie. Captain Price is such a badass. And then like to find out what character you were playing in the first one is now you're Captain was it McTavish or something?
Yeah, McTavish. Yep.
Yeah, so McTavish, like just to find out, you were just invested. I don't know what it was, like if it was the scripting on how they involved you in killing stuff, but then it lost it for me in Black Ops. Like I can appreciate it and I understand it now because I'm playing Black Ops 4 and the numbers Mason, what does it mean? But like overall, once Black Ops hit, it was just too much of a mind bender. I was like, look, dude, I'm just here to shoot shit. I'm not here to overthink it. But right now, I do think Black Ops 1 has one of the better campaigns. But then continuing, it just felt like, they're trying to rinse, wash, repeat. Like, who's the bad guy? And then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it didn't have to be like that. I felt like, Modern Warfare, go back to Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 3, as much as I think the campaign was a little bit more duller to the other ones, you still felt a conclusion because of the fact that it had callbacks to 1 and 2. Like, you find out that in Modern Warfare, you were actually not in 2011 or even 2007. You were actually in 2014 or something. And, like, all these time events were happening. And, what is it? Captain Price loses soap. Like, you lose all these people.
Oh God, man.
I mean,
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, like when you mention names like that, nobody's ever gonna really remember Bowman, which Ice Cube. Nobody's gonna remember Hudson. I mean, if they do, it's because he's a skin now. Like, nobody was as memorable as an Infinity Ward character.
No,
that's true.
As a game, Black Ops, yeah. Now let's go back to Black Ops 4. I think because of the fact that they did pour a frick ton of effort and time into Blackout and what it is now. Because I respect it and I'm into it, I can forgive not having a campaign. But that's not going to say that they didn't put any effort in, because they did. And I'm guessing you saw my stream about it.
Oh yeah,
Nate,
I watched.
You know what I'm talking about?
I unfortunately did not see the stream, but I mean, I played one of the character missions in the Specialist HQ. So I kind of.
Do you want to hear my annoying voice and explain what's going on in Black Ops?
Yes, I mean, I don't know the story. What's going on? Let's go for it. Why not?
So there is a reason for multiplayer. There's a reason for Blackout and zombies, and every storyline that you've ever known in a Black Ops game is happening or has already happened. So even zombies, all these things are happening. Black Ops 4 is just pointing it out to you. All right. Nothing's really advancing, but something is cooking in Black Ops 4. So the introduction of let's go to one of the first audio logs you unlock. It shows Woods, right? And he's talking to like some girl or what is it, Mason's daughter in this one because
I believe
he
it's
has two.
Mason's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, he has two daughters, Savannah and Jessica. But within that text, it says that Woods is talking to his lover, and that's Wood, or and
I
that's
didn't catch
yeah,
that.
Woods is talking to Mason's daughter, which is his lover, and it doesn't make sense because you look at all this art and you realize that Mason and Woods are in their 40s. Like when they were in their 40s, they were in 1960. So
Right.
obviously something's off, but people are kind of like don't care or like not really understanding. But here's what happened. Black Ops 2, they got old and they died. All right. They're dead. Now, these new ones, they're replicants. I'm just going to cut the whole thing short.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
really
for
put it in
sure.
suspense.
Yeah.
And how the replicants is that giant emblem that you keep seeing every time you go into Blackout.
Yeah.
This group, they're studying all the zombies and stuff, and somehow they're just bringing them back. Like I don't even know how it's working, but there's a point in the story, like all these audio logs, where Woods is like reprogramming Mason, and they're young, they're in their 40s, and they're in the modern day. He's like, no, dude, you were in the box the whole time, and Mason's like losing his mind. He's like, no, 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 and you realize that when he's saying no, 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 he states a location, he states a time, and if you go back, Woods was trapped in a box. It was the box you got him out of in like Somalia or something like that, where he was all skinny and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So why would Woods be reprogramming Mason? Like he's bringing the numbers back up, right? And then going into the numbers, Blackout. If you notice, the circle's closing in, but it's nothing but called the collapse, and the whole game mode's called Blackout. And if you really think about it, there's nothing devastating happening. It's not like a storm or anything from Fortnite. Like there's nothing killing you. It's just numbers. You're going insane and you die. So basically what the game is telling you is it's all in your head. Like there's this new number program. Like the original one was a sleeper agent, which was used on Mason to go kill the president. This one, I don't know what it's for. All I know is that all of the cutscenes are showing the specialist freaking out and kind of trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
They're like, there's something down here, or I heard something weird. So they're all in distress. Like these are top-notch guys. Like there's no reason for them to be so distressed or even kind of like worried with,
Yeah.
I thought they're signed up to be badasses, but no, they're going nuts. They're going insane, and they're being put into a simulation over and over and over again to program them to go to a center of a circle, right? The numbers, you never want to be caught in the numbers. So I think that instead of sleeper agents, they're just creating like specialists that can go into like terrorist mode as a group and like fight one big war. Because Mason, even in the trailer, says like, individually fight somehow, but together you can start a war. And if you really dissect that trailer, they're actually all fighting together towards the camera. Like they're breaking out of something and they're in the black smog. So it's like there's just something cooking. And then also just to wrap it up, because it's all small pieces, you can put it together. But when you're playing, I think the recon character, when you're doing his headquarters mission, a zombie actually comes out of the ground, and Woods mentions like, oh, looks like that one busted out of the lab, go ahead and kill it, this will be fun. And it's just like that's kind of brushed off, but like it reassures you that the specialist program that's happening right now in Black Ops 4, underground, whatever zombies is happening, there's a zombies level. So this whole emblem that we keep going back to is just trying to maintain whatever's going on with zombies and replicating humans and bringing people back. Because if you think about it, Black Ops 2, Mason had one son. He didn't have two daughters. This Mason has two daughters, and he's young. He's in his 40s and 27 or something like that. I can't remember what time it is, but it's just it's all whack, man.
I mean, I know they mess with time jumps and all that kind of stuff throughout the thing. As soon as I got into that, I was like, that's a little too far for me. I'm not gonna explore that.
It's a little mind bending.
But I mean, yeah, it's very interesting. I loved how they put effort into giving us more background on each specialist. That was the interest for me. It's just like a little bit more, like get to know their personality a little bit. Because I mean, when I first got this game, like I started playing, and like Battery was the one I just sort of jumped onto. But after going back and playing some of the story missions, like there's some other ones I just play more in game now, just because I enjoy like the dialogue they say going along with some of their story. It's really interesting to me. But I've always been sort of a lore geek.
Yeah, dude. Did you hear that in Blackout when you unlock the skins, every skin has a voice, like a unique voice?
Oh no, I did
I
not know
didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
unlocked
yeah.
a
So
couple, but I haven't paid attention.
hold the alt. I don't know what it's like on console, but I
Yeah.
hold alt and it gives me like options to say hello there or like
Oh
reload or
yeah.
something like that. But like the voice actors actually have individual voices on there, so I can't wait to try to find Woods, unlock Woods, and just have him curse up a storm just in the bushes and then snipe somebody. Oh god, that'd be great.
That's cool.
Oh
I
man.
didn't know that.
Like I'm hoping that we can relive some of the campaign in Blackout. Like somebody will walk by and I'll be
Oh.
Woods, and somebody will just hear me going, "You see that hind? We're gonna take it." Just like, oh, it'd be great.
Oh man, that'd be
That's
bad.
yeah, that's good to know. Okay, so I think the kind of consensus for all of us here is just Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 4 is just
Roadblocks,
is a great game.
Minecraft.
You know?
Roblox is a
Yeah.
great game. Oh wait, no, my bad. Black Ops 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I do want, this has been kind of on my mind here for a while since I saw you stream it, but we kind of saw you were streaming like creating your own video game. I mean,
yeah, bro. So
how's that?
that was cool. I was just thinking, like, I mean, this is all before Black Ops 4, so I'm going to be
Yeah.
putting
yeah.
a ridiculous amount of hours in that game. But yeah, before I was just thinking to myself, like, I'm trying to find a game that I like, and it's just like Call of Duty's the answer. But then I've thought about like, man, I love Super Smash Brothers, and I was like, what would it take to like build your own game and
Yeah.
not Flash? Like, what would it be? And turns out the Unreal Engine is available for
Oh
anybody
yeah.
that's interested. So I was like, there's no way. Like I thought I was gonna have to pay something.
Yeah, for
Anyways,
sure.
long story short, I'm in there, and I'm like, wow, I can create a game. And so obviously I went to YouTube and I was like, first person shooter, how to create one. And I'm just thinking of like the basics, like how do you make a character animate and like this and that. Luckily this guy that I'm following has a lot of assets and I'm just copy pasting, doing what he's doing. But it makes me realize like, geez, there's a lot of time and effort
Oh
put
yeah.
into animations and commands. Like that's just
Mm.
ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, eventually I'll be able to test out this theory that I have on a game that I want to make, and then if people want to pay to make it better, then let's do it. But I could care less. I'm just trying to explore this concept. This
Yeah.
concept of the game is like and to start out, it would be very basic. So it's a first person shooter, but on the side, it's a brawler. So I'm thinking like 4v4, or like some type of small situation where I noticed when you're using your movement keys, the sprint button in almost every first-person shooter game is almost a hindrance. Like it almost kills you because the fact that your mindset is, I need to go faster, I need to go faster, I need to get here, and then there's that animation time between aiming your gun and getting out of it and then crouching. And I just thought like, what if everything you did was an attack within movement? So that way you're constantly fighting. And I thought like, have the mechanics to start out with. Because I eventually want to do aim down the sights and go Call of Duty. But I think starting out with like Counter Strike mechanics, just shooting from the hip and having it being accurate. What if you get in a close quarter situation? What if I held the sprint button and then automatically, if somebody's near me, because in my opinion, I think you earn the right since you're so close and are attacking, in the middle of sprinting close to somebody, you shoulder charge them, or there's some type of animation, and you hook them onto you with the momentum that you have, and you can run them into a wall. You automatically get out of the animation back to first person shooter, and you shoot the shit out of them, or you punch them, or whatever. I'm thinking like, how do you make a fluid first person shooter that
Oh yeah.
has like the vibe of John Wick? Like I want close quarters to be involved with shooting, but not to the point where it's a Battlefield 5 animation hindrance. Oh my god, I hate that game. Um, but like, yeah, I want something snappy like Call of Duty, but I want something very brawlerish, something I haven't seen before, something that I've always wanted to do in a game. Like
Oh yeah.
when I want to play a brawler, I always end up playing, well, more recently, Mafia 3 over the shoulder
Yeah.
shooter,
It's a fun game.
because those badass executions. I mean, Gears of War had some badass executions, but I never ever see them in first person shooters. And if they are in first person shooters, you don't get a fight back. Like you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when someone knifes you, it goes into this long ass drug out animation, and it's like, well, if it's drug out this far, I should be able to fight back, And it goes back to like the Halo days, like Halo 2, like whoever sorted first or sorted at the same time, there was that brawler effect. But like, instead of yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just trying to
No,
say.
no, yeah.
I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
have it be a brawler. So
Man, if you could pull that off, like I guarantee you people would pay to like get that better. Just like from your description is like, I want to play this game. Like
oh, that's
when
awesome.
does it
That's
come
awesome.
out? You know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
When does it come out?
if
With funding tomorrow.
tomorrow, yeah, we got it all set.
Yeah,
We'll
but I
get it.
mean, Xbox is a platform that loves inviting people with indie games on there. So
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. I'm not a gamer programmer. Like I
yeah.
swear, like once I get done with this tutorial, I'm gonna be lost. So um, I don't know if people are listening and they are a game programmer, but like let's make the game happen. I guess.
Man, that
Oh,
like
yeah.
truly, I'm not even just saying this because I've known
Well,
you for a while. Like that game really actually sounds fun to play.
Oh man,
oh,
thanks.
yeah. I mean,
I'd
another
love
way to go
to.
is. Oh,
I'd
sorry,
love
go
to
on.
put. Oh, I was just gonna add this. I was even when I was younger, like around when we were playing Halo together, I was always thinking like how cool would it be to have character skins, but they'd be my friends or like people in my life. Like,
Oh,
yeah, I've always wanted to be like because I always see friends like, oh, I'll kill you in this game or I'll kill you in that game. Like, dude, how cool would it be if like we just put each other
It
in the
was
game,
you,
just like
like
3D
you're.
scan each other and
Oh
just
my
put them.
god.
dude, we're getting there.
I know, I know. What were you gonna say, Zach?
Oh, I was gonna say, this game itself, it almost sounds like Call of Duty with like everything's really fast paced, but
Yeah,
not necessarily like change of pace. Everything's one pace, but like moving at a fluid rate where if you do shoulder that guy into the wall, for instance,
yeah,
and you're sort of in that animation as you called it, someone else sees that, like they have time to react to that. But like you said, if you pop right
exactly.
back out of that, you can change
Oh,
change what you want to
yeah,
do.
like
So,
I want those moments. Like I
oh yeah,
hated it when games involved animation, but yet you were invincible within it.
yeah,
Mhm.
Like
exactly.
like Star Wars Battlefront, I think did it. Like when you're in the middle of like
Yeah,
grinding out sabers,
Hmm.
and then someone tries to shoot you. I think like you can't get damaged, and I just think
I
that's
think
so
that's right.
stupid. Like I would love to have a moment in my game where someone's shoulder charged, and in the midst of them can't do anything, they're just like about to get damaged from the wall. His
Yeah.
his friend just snipes the guy that's tackling him and just has blood everywhere and then just like he just lightly falls on the ground, gets back up like all snappy like, and he's like, oh buddy, hey, what are you doing? And like that would be so awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
That'd
mean,
be, that'd be
that
fun.
that sounds intense. Like
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to involve the maps to be more like movie sets too, like um if you noticed in Rainbow Six Siege how walls were destructible and like
Yeah,
you know I feel like that game didn't double down on that. I feel like they doubled down on the worst part, which is more characters, and that enables more issues with balancing of
Yeah.
fighting. Like I think once you have the core mechanics down with characters and stuff, you need to just leave it like a Call of Duty game, and then you just need to involve more with interactions or like the map. Like keep one map, for instance, but just keep it changing through the seasons, like Fortnite. Like
okay.
Fortnite, you understand where to go, but maybe this season, hey, there's a racetrack. Like
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
not that different. Like you're still aware of what's going on. Like I want that consistency. Like I don't want to split communities with map packs or like have you done this or have you done that. It's like
yeah,
Oh yeah.
let's all meet up in the same arena and I'll show you my shit, bro. Like I'll show you what I can do. And that's the cool thing about that essence of a game, like any game where you're like, oh, I'll show you what I can do. I love games where you are at the same playing field. Like Halo 1, Halo 2, like everybody moved at the same pace. If you got two needlers, like, you got two needlers.
yeah.
Like
It was yeah,
it's just like you are now badass. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
there's nothing further than that. But once jetpacks get involved, I'm like, fuck this game. I hate it. So
I know. No, I know. I mean, yeah. That
Yeah.
God, that it sounds cool though, man. Like if that's awesome. I'm
yeah,
yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said. I mean, you might get lost once your tutorial's done, but man, I just like from knowing you, like if you set your mind to something like that, like I just feel like you're gonna do
yeah.
it. Like,
I'll do it, but somebody else do it for me.
Someone else do it for me.
I'll just play the game. I'll just tell you if it feels good.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
So I gotta ask, with
Yes.
December coming up here, are you gonna get the new Smash Bros?
Uh,
Do I dare ask
I'll,
that?
I'll convince the school to get
There you go.
Smash Bros. That
Yeah.
way we can actually not just get my hands on it, but also I think just have younger kids, the middle school kids, just have their Smash days. Like I feel like there's not a lot of kids gaming, and I
Yeah.
feel like they don't have a lot of things going on for them, and they don't realize that the gaming community is not nerdy. Like
Yeah.
There,
Oh yeah.
there's some
Oh,
time,
yeah.
yeah, and I think there's nothing better than a Mario game to collaborate on. So, not everybody's playing Call of Duty, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody's going to be top level first person shooter, but Smash
Yeah.
Bros, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I definitely think like the Switch itself is a great device. I mean, I own one. I use it.
It's an
Not.
interesting
Yeah.
device, man. How
It's
is
very
it this powerful with tiny ass chips still?
right.
Yeah.
They're still cartridges. How are
And
they doing it?
you got to think like it's still like technically it's outdated hardware, as my friends like to remind me all the time. Like it's not the latest and greatest hardware, but it's still this powerful. It
I
still
don't
does what
care if
it
it's
does.
outdated hardware. Yeah,
I know.
like
So like the
if the
steps in
game's
the
good, the
future.
game's good.
I mean,
Yeah.
all I can see is like the more condensed we can get our gaming devices, so we can take them, or not even take them, but just like use it in a more relaxed position. Like that to
Yeah.
me is where
Dude,
gaming is gonna go.
did you hear what Xbox is planning?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Oh my God, this is amazing. So, uh, they've already branched out with the streaming thing. Like, say, if I wanted to play Xbox in the same living room as, the wife's watching TV, well, I can stream it over my bandwidth to my monitor, right? Now, obviously, it depends on your internet, but
Yeah.
like, keep in mind, it's not that big a, delay, and it's less cords. So, with just time and better internet, things are going to get crazier. But here's the coolest thing. So Xbox now, their next streaming or their next box is going to be a stream box, right? They got three things going on for them. They got the new Xbox that's going to be stream box, 4K, whatever, like no disk drive, right? That's going to be the next thing. The second tier released at the same time is going to be like some type of thumbstick that plugs into the TV, and you just have to have like an account or whatever. And there'll be some restrictions because it's a thumbstick, but you'll be able to stream your Xbox. I'm sure you still need your original hardware running the game. But anyways, that's a stream device, and then they'll have the next Xbox with a disk drive still just and also not as powerful as the bigger stream box. But with that being said, and PC already testing out the stream factor, phones, man, they're going to be doing the stream thing through the Xbox app. So that way you're going to be able to play with your hardware on at home and you're halfway across the world, streaming. And it's just like, this is the reason why they never made the Xbox 180 when 360 was around, right? This is the reason why like Nintendo soared with handheld and PlayStation and Xbox never followed, is because PlayStation's doing whatever it wants, and I think it does well with whatever it will do. Like VR, I hear VR is like the best commercial VR set on PS4, so great for them. But Xbox, man, they're going to be the pioneer in the streaming for sure. So
yeah,
that's going to be exciting in the next couple of years.
Unless Sony does something huge, like the next console looks to be. I mean, from what I've seen, it looks to be a pretty basic next PlayStation. Nothing too exciting.
That's where I drew the line on consoles. Like, I was like, there has to be something better out there besides becoming the next best console, like 4K, 8K. And then like I felt the power when I got my Xbox One X, and I knew that getting it, I was gonna feel more satisfied with the power I was getting with it, like load times and like other stuff, and like I don't know, I wasn't really after 4K, but it is a faster machine, and that's what I wanted because the other one was slow. But
really slow.
When you get to the next gen of console, where's the line where you should just get a low end gaming PC?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's $600 when they release. Sometimes like $400,
like,
$600. Like
if I'm gonna enjoy an 8K game, it better be Tomb Raider on a single player at my own pace on my TV. Like, I don't need that when I'm playing competitive multiplayer. I need to put the settings on low and get 120 frames per second. Like,
no, for sure.
I mean, like you said, I feel like if it can get to a point where, hey, the family has an Xbox and my kid's playing a game in his room off of his handheld phone or whatever you said, that is the Xbox is serving as a host for, and my daughter's watching Netflix and I'm sitting here able to stream, HGTV because I'm making food for the kids, like whatever the case may be, everybody can work off of one thing. Like if they can get to that point, that's such a selling point. Of course, they're going to have all the gadgets that go along with it, so continue sales. But we just need to get to that point because I mean, it needs to become an entertainment system, or it, like you said, it's just by computer. Why not?
The funny thing about you saying that, the entertainment thing, even I was on this train. I laughed at Xbox when they first announced Xbox One. I was like, "What did you guys do?
Oh
like,
yeah,
what is this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you say, "Oh yeah," now, but dude, think about this. You know what I'm doing? I gotta be quiet because it's gonna wake up. I'm telling my TV, "Hey Alexa, can you play this show for me?" And guess what they were doing on that in 2012, 2013?
Hmm.
Xbox, play this show for me. Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
nobody realized at the time that they were just 5 years ahead.
Yeah,
You know,
Oh
that
yeah.
was the problem with
Yeah.
them. Like at the time, like no one wanted that entertainment console. They wanted
nobody knew
games,
that
and
they wanted it.
yeah,
So it's just
and
like
then
I don't know what they should have done, but they were
yeah, they
definitely
were ahead
on
of their
top of
time.
it.
Yeah,
Well, you could do it before that if you had the Connect or the or
yeah,
what was
with
it called?
Connect.
Right.
Yeah, if you say,
Now
"Hey
Yeah.
Connect though,
Xbox, play
but
Netflix,"
adding
but
Connect though, you have
That
to
was
understand from a commercial aspect. Like
yeah,
when you say Connect, people automatically think, oh, 3D gaming.
yeah,
They don't think the other thing.
yeah.
So them integrating
yeah,
that makes a misunderstanding. I think that's maybe where it went wrong. But yeah, they
Bad
needed to make
marketing,
it
definitely.
smaller and better. Like they needed to have a tiny Alexa, if you will. Like
yeah,
Xbox should have been another device. I don't know.
yeah. No, that's a good point though. I mean, they really
Yeah,
just were too advanced in the time they came out with it.
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, dang. I mean, so with that said, I mean we've definitely hit. I mean our usual hour mark here on EShot.
I know.
I
I
mean,
just wanted to keep
I
going and
know
keep
no.
going.
I mean at least for my end, I'm sure Zach as well. Like man, whenever you want to come on here and talk, like we are
Yeah.
100% open to it. Like
Oh yeah.
We can make it like a weekly thing or
man,
whatever if you just want to invite and get something interesting going.
if you
Whatever.
want to do like a weekly thing, like do one of our episodes every week, man, that would
It's
bring
Yeah.
great joy to my life.
Well, for sure, man.
And just that comedic factor of yourself there. I mean, it only
Of
happened a
course.
couple times tonight, but if we continue this thing, it's going to happen a lot, and it's something to look forward to. So
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm personally surprised you're not doing a podcast or something like that yourself. Like you
So
just
it's interesting. Going back to, I mean, do you want to cut off the show and we
you know
just
what?
talk after the show?
Let's get this in here.
Okay. Okay. So, let's go back a bit. Now that we got time and we got all this stuff out of the way. Um, yeah, I wanted to figure out what I want to do because obviously I wanted to get into acting, and
Right.
I'm not saying that I am funny or anything, but like,
You are
I
funny.
noticed that I am. I noticed
Just
that
be honest with
I
yourself.
could get people to a point where like they were just freaking enjoying themselves, and
Yeah.
I was enjoying myself. But like, I didn't want to be on stage. I didn't want to do act, or I didn't want to do on stage acting, and I did not want to do stand up comedy
Gotcha.
because I'm funny. Like it felt forced. Like I hated being on
Mm,
demand or like pre-scripting something. Like
that
it
makes
had to be
sense.
oh
in the
yeah.
moment. So I just put that on hold. Turned out Hollywood's a little BS and it's just hard. And especially at my age or even your guys' age, like the number one thing they're gonna see you as is the party kid or the kid that's like sleeping around or like whatever. Like
Yeah.
I want to already be in the movies where Jason Bourne doesn't know his name and he's having an identity crisis and killing people at 40. Like that's not gonna happen for me. So um I think I'm just gonna put the acting on hold. And then exploring film and kind of editing commercial side really, but then also some of the fun artsy film side because now we're working on the school. Um, Doing that type of editing and filming, it's it's just cool to understand what goes into it. But like overall, uh, there's a story that I've even written. I have a script. I don't mind showing you guys sometime, but like I have a script that I wanted to write and make. But then at the end of the day, like you need so many people to rely on, and even if
Yeah.
you're doing no budget, like it just requires time, and it's just like
Hmm.
man, like I want to do it, and I still want. I would do it tomorrow if it was possible, but I needed to find out something for me to find a creative outlet where I'm not relying on other people. Like I can just do it,
Yeah.
and it turned out, I like playing games a lot. Like I was playing games between all the other stuff I was doing in my life, and then streaming just seemed like the thing where you might have to just be dedicated forever. And I was like, well, what's the difference? And so I just got a yeah, I just got a sample. I tasted it on Xbox because they introduced Mixer like, not even like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just jumped on a year ago. And maybe one or two followers, but just like when somebody was in the chat and like kind of cheering you on or whatever,
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
just felt interesting. And the fact that you could talk to them and then
Oh
like,
yeah.
They
yeah,
talk
it
back
was
to you. Yeah.
it's cool. Yeah, they talk back to you, and like the cool thing about chat is like I don't know, like there's some magic behind it, I guess.
There
So,
really is.
and the cool thing is they're tuning into your game, something
Yeah.
that you're interested to. So I don't know, it's a mix of things. Like you can be yourself, you can be entertaining, you can be funny, you can be exaggerated, but then at the end of the day, like you have real people that want just something. And so I thought, like, let's see what happens, because you can get paid for this. And
Right.
okay. So then going backwards a little, I was starting to try to produce YouTube content, and I want to get into that. But the thing is, it just took too much post time, like too much post production time for just like a couple views and this and that. And like,
Yeah.
there is a difference. People like say stick at it, but when you're editing for fun and trying to be creative for fun, and then tomorrow, the next day, you're editing like a commercial for, a car commercial, like I just lost my love for all of that.
Yeah,
So
no, I believe
I'm
it.
good at editing. I can do it, but overall, like, no, I'm just gonna live stream. I'm gonna try to avoid editing, and if I am editing, then I guess I'll put effort into it and make a highlight reel. But other than that, like, I just want to be live as much as possible online, and then call it good at that.
Yeah,
Clip stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly my thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're both at too, is like, and I think that's what's so cool about just doing the podcast is, I mean, realistically, there isn't a whole lot of editing to do.
I'm surprised that you want to cut the podcast off. Are you live right now? Like,
I am
don't
live
you want
right-
the chat
no, I
to
am
roll
live right
in,
now.
man?
I mean,
oh man, why limit yourself to an hour? That can we discuss that, or is that something up for discussion?
So I mean, we can. I mean, just I guess the first 6 episodes we always just we always say like, oh, it'll be like 30 minutes or whatever, but
Yeah,
then
I'm thinking, like,
then it comes to
if
the
you're-
hour and it's
if you're feeling something like this, like where we're just chatting and we're still going, if you're not tired, why stop it? I think you should treat it almost like playing your game. Like, if you're on a
That's a good
roll and you're
point.
not losing, like, why stop it? You're just the longer you're streaming, and I've learned this from Shroud, the longer you're streaming, the more chance you're gonna get of being seen. And like, the
true.
moment someone gets in chat, feel free to like shut us up for a second, or even in the middle of our story, just say like, thanks Cookie Cakes for the like, or whatever. Like, just keep it going, because you're on Twitch, right?
Yeah, we are on Twitch right
Yeah,
now.
we're on Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I say keep it going. Create the emojis, put the time into the freaking chat, and just like let this thing roll. Like, don't restrict yourself to an hour, because yeah, you might have more posts or more video history, but I mean, let's be honest, nobody's gonna be clicking through
Yeah.
Not
all our
Twitch
episodes.
history,
No,
no.
not on Twitch. Maybe if you were, which you could record this and then put it on the Apple
Oh,
store
well, yeah. So I
for
mean,
Oh.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
the plan. So what we do is,
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while we do the live streams here on. For today instance, I just did my personal channel because I was kind of easy. But normally we we either record or live stream on the YouTube channel, and then post it there. And then coming up here real quick, I just basically have to set it up. Is we will have the audio podcast on iTunes.
Okay.
That
Look
way
at
it
you,
is.
man. You got it figured out.
Yeah, I mean, that way it's just easier for people, like I know at least myself, I mean, I'm driving to work from home. I just like listen to the audio podcast, and I think I think a lot of people are like that. And I think it could get a more what's the word, I guess, like more hits, I guess.
No, you're
Also
right,
get
man.
way
Like,
more popular.
Yeah. Just
uh,
having it up there.
a little
as well.
word from Gary V, which I'm sure everybody knows his name, but like, he's completely right about the radio age is coming back. Like, going back to the Alexa app thing. Like, man, I've realized that I do listen to more podcasts, and like when I ask for news or weather reports, it's either through the phone talking to me or it's through the radio talking to me. It's never me. Like, I'm literally not searching up what the weather is like on my web browser at all. I'm not even watching the news, dude. What is it like? It's strange. Like, with the past 5 years, I had to convince that my grandparents and everybody else, like, why are you still paying for cable? All I need is Hulu and Netflix.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, if something else comes out, then I'll drop that subscription and get to them. Like, there's no contract, so it's just like, it's insane how times are exactly the way they were, but they've changed. Like, technology. I mean, look at us. We're streaming, so it's weird.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, I think kind of like what you said with the Xbox, like streaming sticks, it kind of reminds me of like Roku. I mean, you have all of your apps in one place, but
I'm just sure you're gonna need the actual hardware somewhere in the house to
it'd be very
buff that game
it'd be very interesting though if they just did it all through a cloud service.
Well, I know Nvidia is doing that. So
They
like,
are,
with, a graphics card. The graphics cards Nvidia.
Yeah.
They have a USB.
Yeah. So
that looks like the GTX 1080, but it actually streams their graphics from a server.
So this was kind of unfortunate. I didn't do it, but they're running a beta service right now through Nvidia where. So, for instance, I really, for whatever reason, wanted to play PUBG on my Mac, and they don't make PUBG for Mac.
Right.
So you could use this cloud service through NVIDIA and play any game through the cloud to like a Mac. So,
Wow.
I mean, I was dumb and just didn't follow through on my beta access, but
Yeah.
but yeah, man, they have any game. Oh, we have another viewer possibly, so we'll welcome them in. But yeah, it's crazy just like this cloud service and everything, and now that's kind of what gaming's becoming into. Also, I think cloud is going to be a big thing coming forward or going
I know,
forward.
man. People are giving the game Crackdown 3 a hard time, but like I say, because the game's not out yet, why bitch and moan about it? Like
Yeah.
the game's just not out yet. Like if people are dying to play it, then go play the old ones. But I fully believe that it's going to be something new with the whole cloud system, rendering the destruction in the city, versus your console doing all the work. Like
Oh yeah.
your console loads you in, get your character, whatever assets you need for your 4K within the vicinity that you're at. But
Yeah.
overall, the living, thriving world, instead of it being like floating data, let it be physically there with the cloud service. Like
Oh yeah.
that's gonna be some sick stuff. So
Oh, that's
can't
gonna
wait
be
for that.
yeah. It's gonna make for some great games, man. When they get that going.
Yeah, I mean, Crackdown 3 is the only game where I see destruction and I'm just like getting the Battlefield 3 vibes again. Like
Yeah.
I don't think, any game's really delivered on a full destructible thing, but like when I do feel like, ooh, destruction, it was from Battlefield, and like that's what I'm
Mhm.
getting for Crackdown right now. Is like, ooh, this destruction, bro. Like this is gonna create some unique situations.
Oh yeah, I just have some clear, memorable moments of just watching buildings fall, and
Yeah.
just like crumbling on top of people, or I was on top of them. It's just like those
Yeah.
are some of the best moments.
Were you one of the kids that freaked out when Halo 2 involved ragdoll physics when you died?
No, no,
No.
I was not. Yeah, no, I've never
Yeah.
been a fan of them, but at the same time, I don't freak out. I just it's
Oh
nothing
man.
different
Yeah.
to me.
When I was like physics, I saw physics. I was like, how? It looks so real. So I'm a fan about that.
That's cool. I mean, yeah.
Oh man, I mean, what I want to see is this Halo coming out, dude. How good is
Oh
the next
my
Halo, man?
They at least got the theme right for the teaser. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, because man, 5, 4, god awful.
Yeah, they messed up after 3. Yeah.
What
Even the
happened to
re-release
the-
wasn't well.
Oh, I could care less if like the Arbiter's gonna be my friend or not. What happened to the elites? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
It just went off the deep end, man. Almost.
what happened to the freaking powerful tribal drums when you're in the middle of
Mhm.
metal tunnels, man? Oh, man. Do you remember Halo 1, the story mission? I would have been your daddy, the snow mission. How big that map was? Oh my gosh.
No, I don't. That one's not coming to mind. But
Oh,
I didn't
man.
play that one as much as I played 2.
Yeah, 2, man.
Dang.
Oh man. I don't know. And going back quickly to like an hour, sort of our limit. We never really limit an hour. It's just like going into it. A lot of times we have topics to talk about. Like what's going on in the esports
Yeah,
scene,
that's true.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so like we never like this is our first one sort of just doing it where we're just chatting. And like you said, I mean, if the vibe's there, like yeah, keep going. I don't know about Nate, but I gotta wake up. I got a pretty early shift tomorrow. But like
Yeah.
it's if it's good, if it's good content, keep it rolling, man. That's the thing, never
Yeah.
stop.
More of a highlight reel. Bro, what are you rocking right now? You got some Razer headset going on?
Oh yeah, this is my gaming headset. I mean, I just use it for most things right now. I'm trying to get my setup a little bit better so I can be a little bit closer to everything with everything a little bit farther away. My desk is very short, wide but short. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. I like these things. I think the Razer Krakens, and they've done me well. They're good, provide good sound for a quality price. So
Oh yeah, bro. Sick. What about you, Nate? What are you rocking for some headsets?
Okay, so headset wise for computer is gonna be Sennheiser HD 280 Pros, and then for PlayStation wise I have the Turtle Beach Elite Pro Optic Edition actually.
Whoa.
I adjust this headset. Man, this man rocks the best gear, but he also sounds crystal clear with it. So
I know.
props
He's
to
like,
that.
welcome to AM radio with this smooth, sexy ass voice.
No, I mean,
Love
like honestly though, like all of my stuff I get just on Amazon, like refurbished. Like this AT2020 is just a refurbished
Oh, yeah, bro.
microphone that was.
refurbished stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean it is used, but I mean it works perfectly still. So I mean I can't
I know.
say no to that, you know. And like the amp I have that basically powers the mic is just a $30 thing that, you know, happens to just do its job and does it effectively, you know.
That is awesome.
And
I mean, the great part is
I mean,
it's got the Amazon backing. That's the best thing.
yeah.
Dude, you're an affiliate or something?
Me?
Yeah, you said Amazon backing. That's
No. I mean, when you buy something like refurbished from Amazon, Amazon has that brought into them.
I was about to,
I was like,
help
dude,
you out.
did I just get a sponsor
chat
from
Twitch Prime
Amazon?
real quick, that'll help us out.
Yeah,
Twitch
just-
Prime.
Yeah, Twitch Prime.
No, man, that's really the goal, though. I mean, to get at least to that affiliate stage.
Oh yeah, that's what you gotta get to.
Yeah, to get to that, you know.
So how
50
many followers are on the show right now?
So we have 3 viewers currently, which is, you know, for this time of night, pretty standard.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
But I mean, we're at 26 followers total. Trying to get.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, trying to get to that 50 mark.
halfway.
So I mean, I might
Halfway.
have to do some stuff to get there, but I mean, you know, fortunately for me, and Black Ops 4 made streaming and just playing fun for me. That's the biggest
That's the thing, man.
difference.
You just gotta find the game, regardless
Yeah.
if it's like hit or not. Like if you're not
Exactly.
enjoying it,
I mean,
there's
I mean, that was kind of the problem with like, did you play World War II at all the last Call of Duty?
So, no. In
Okay.
short terms, no. But I kind of wish I did. I know that after all the science fiction stuff, they were like, "We're going back to boots on the ground." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, cool." And they're like World War II, and I was like, "I just got done playing Battlefield 1."
Yeah.
I just got done playing Battlefield, or I mean, Call of Duty, all of them, all the way up to Red One. So,
Yeah.
suck a dick.
I mean,
no.
No.
yeah.
Can you give me just an M4 from 2007?
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean,
Like-
kind of the problem with like, and you really didn't miss anything with World War II.
Yeah.
Granted, the campaign is actually kind of good, so if you find it on sale, I would recommend it for the campaign.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But the multiplayer, it was just so boring and not fun to watch, or not fun to play.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I tried streaming a little bit last year, and just like I said, I mean, it just wasn't fun. And the big difference this year is, you know, we played the beta, and I was like, ooh, this has potential. And then kind of that first night, I was like, you know what, I have all the gear, like let's try it, let's just see, like, you know. And then I watched the owner of Optic, his podcast Eavesdrop with
I follow his YouTube vlogs.
with one of his watches player with Scumpy and Courage. I highly recommend those 2 episodes, just for something to listen to. But basically, you know, I heard Scump on this podcast, and he's basically like, man, streaming is like going to the gym. The hardest part is just doing it, you know, going to it or turning it on. And it's like, well, you know what, I'm going to be playing this game anyway. Like, how much harder is it to press go live than not to?
Right.
So I mean, the game was fun, and you know, streaming, when the game is fun, it makes streaming so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I have to agree with that. Like when, even now, I go through it. Like even tonight. I mean, not tonight because I knew that I promised that I was going to stream with you guys and be on the interview. But when I'm about to go play Black Ops now, it's just like the stream obviously has got me down in the dumps because of the fact that I don't know what technically is going wrong with my technical stuff. But even when I'm about to hit roll, the worst thing is just like managing, like I overthink it, like managing the chat and all this and that, and playing the game. Like, which one do I balance out? Because when I'm watching streams, I thoroughly enjoy the Tyler ones and the Dr. Disrespects, but at the end of the day, when I'm in the middle of making someone laugh or trying too hard, I'm in the, you know, the queue to get back in the game, like constantly getting killed. And it's just like, so like now I think recently I've chosen to just like, if the chat's going off, then I'll address it, but I'm not going to be entertaining. Like, I'll say something, but I'm just going to go for my kills, you know?
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard because especially if you don't have your theme balanced out or figured out yet.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I guess I didn't really understand is, you know, making YouTube videos, you can cut and break, and, you know, kind of, you don't have to keep the same like energy or
Oh yeah.
level of enthusiasm.
Yeah, no, for sure. Live versus
Yeah, I
uh,
just
post production's
it's
completely different.
it's crazy. And I mean, granted, like my stream, like you know what, I'm not the funniest guy. I know that, but like I think my production value is pretty good, and lately my blackout plays have been pretty legit. So
Zach nodded. Yeah.
so I mean, gameplay wise, I'm getting there, you know, and
Hell yeah. So wait, are you guys on PC? Or you guys no?
so yeah, currently we're on PlayStation.
Oh, currently. So that
for
means
Black.
one of us is just still console playing.
I'll be honest, if I'm probably going to get Blackout for the PC.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's
I know
just,
that on that.
it's just, man, like just seeing like even the like just
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Well, you were in Disneyland this weekend, weren't you? Or Disney?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, just watching like the Doritos Bowl, and which was kind of the Blackout tournament, is
Well,
like,
that's the thing. That's where they at, dude. I don't want to like boast about this because
No, go for
one,
it.
it's not nice for me, but also it's just like I don't want to say I'm cooler than everybody else. But I got sniped by Summit 1G first week into Blackout.
did you really?
Oh,
When do
damn.
I get a chance to like watch the kill feed go with somebody that cooler, that somebody I'm watching,
Yeah.
and like get to contest them? Never on console. Like I only get to
Exactly.
look up to them and try to get a good highlight reel of them play. But like the day that I get a snipe Doctor Disrespect in the face and then play his clip after me shooting him, like, bro,
That's cool.
like that is why I'm on the PC platform, and plus the mouse and keyboard. Like I've just learned to get used to it, but like there is just something so satisfying about aiming with a mouse, and I knew it, and I never wanted to conform, but like I said even to
Yeah.
Zach earlier, like there's gonna be a fine line where the consoles are gonna push you to the point where like,
Yeah.
am I gonna spend $500 on a new console,
Yeah.
or am I gonna
Oh,
spend
yeah.
$500 on a low end gaming PC?
Well, I mean,
like,
to add to that is just like for Blackout, which is, you know, I know I'm not going to be a professional multiplayer player. I know that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
competitive is on PS4 right now. But you know what I could maybe do is play PC Blackout and just get sick clips on PC. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and like you said, like Summit's on PC, Doctor's on PC, like all these guys are
Right.
playing
That's where they're
PC. Yeah, competitive scene is on PC. And you know, I mean, I would definitely probably have to upgrade my computer to get it at the full you know, potential of the game. And with
Are you rocking one PC right now for gaming and editing?
Yeah, just one.
And
Yeah.
you're off Mac right now?
No, I'm on PC right now.
Oh, you're on PC. Okay, so you got both.
So
Alright,
I have a
cool.
Mac and a PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's definitely something I would have to do is upgrade my PC just to get the full.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just what the
Quality
game really
and
is.
everything.
Yeah. But it's definitely something I've at least recently thought about doing, is getting at least. Man, it would be so nice if they sold Blackout separately.
Oh yeah, that'd be the big thing.
So I think this is crazy. I now that I'm in that whole like all spectrum of console and PC, I think this needs to be a official freaking thing, and I cannot believe it has not been yet. Why is there not an option to buy 2 digital licenses?
Oh.
Or even 3? Like,
Yeah.
think about it. Like,
Yeah.
why am I having to get the $100 version of the game with extra credits when in reality, like, 50 plus 50, right? Like,
Yeah.
why can't I get the Xbox digital with the PC digital for $100? Like, you would still get your money, Activision. How come I can't buy 2 digital licenses?
God,
Like,
that'd be nice.
It's sort of something that movies have been doing. If you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
like you buy a movie, like it'll be the Blu-ray,
Yeah,
DVD,
DVD,
digital
yeah.
combo, so you
Yeah.
have it everywhere you go, no matter what.
So
why
if
aren't
anything,
games at that
you'd be
point?
making
Yeah.
way more money. And I mean, honestly, it would probably incentivize me to, okay, I'm going pretty far here, but to get it on all 3 platforms, because the fact that all of my 3 friends are there. Not to mention, crossplay is just eventually going to happen flawlessly, but not tomorrow. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I think buying more licenses would even bring that more up to question. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like if we get that going, then people are going to ask the question, why am I buying 2 licenses? Why can't we all just crossplay? Like, it just needs to advance, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just look at Fortnite. Like, I mean, I know it's a free-to-play game, but like, I have it on my Switch, my phone, my PC, my PlayStation. I have everywhere I
And
possibly can
most
have it.
likely, you're shooting people on the phone when you're on PC. Like,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's just one of those things where if other games did that, like let's say just in the console and PC version, then I mean, yeah, I would totally take advantage of that. And if I'm paying 10, 20 bucks extra for an additional version, I mean, I don't want to pay double for an additional another version, but I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a
I
different
definitely,
conversation.
oh
I
yeah,
can see that, but yeah, no, I mean, I think we agree with each other that for
oh yeah,
sure
definitely,
it needs to be a thing.
it's a good thing. If it's not, then why isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's actually a good question. I mean, if Fortnite can do it, why can't Call of Duty do it? But
Yeah,
Because Activision's in the way.
yeah,
yeah, man. I
realistically.
don't know who's in charge of Activision, but at least with Blackout, at
Oh, it
least,
is.
or I mean, Black Ops. There's so many black in that game.
Yeah, there is.
But at least this Call of Duty is copying what works and doing it
Hmm.
its own way. Like people are saying, "Oh, copy and paste." But at the end of the day, when it comes to a hero system with characters, I'm not going to play Overwatch. I'm going to play Call of Duty, and they're doing it right. So,
Yeah,
you know, everything related to it. Like even the battle pass that's happening
Yeah.
from Fortnite is now happening in this as a tester, I think. It's free. Um, it's doing it right. It's Call of Duty.
yeah.
So I could
Hmm.
care less. I'm gonna buy it I'm gonna buy it all. So
Yeah, I mean, I mean, here's the thing with Activision. We know microtransactions are coming to the game. Do you think that they're just going to do it like Fortnite where you can just purchase more tiers? Or do you think they're going to actually come out with
I think that's
things?
interesting because I never really dove into Fortnite thinking that it was just skins, but like the whole tier system is actually very intriguing and very cool to think about because Modern Warfare 2, the only reason why I thrived and kept striving to keep playing is because I didn't necessarily need to be a good player every time. I probably needed to go for more headshots for this skin or for this
Yeah.
challenge, jump off a building. And even if it has to go to paying for tiers to do challenges, at least they're getting their money to support the game and do it. Like, yeah, it sucks to pay more, but if I'm getting more progression out of the game, yeah, I find that valuable. Like I want to keep playing the game and I want to get rewarded and there's nothing better than leveling up. So yeah, I'll pay more for that. Now am I going to pay more for maps? No, times have
No,
changed. I'm not going to do
exactly.
that. So
Yeah.
they just need to get smarter with it. I think Battle Pass is something valid that I would be open to purchasing. So yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, heard it here, Activision. We'll pay for Battle Pass.
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Copying Fortnite's model of the battle, or at least the tiers, was probably the right move.
And a lot
And
of places
having-
have done that.
Yeah, but and also like the last however many years supply drops have been microtransactions. At least they put them into the tiers.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how it's gonna play out because I haven't got there yet, and I know I'm close probably, but dude, that loot system is just toxic. I mean, what is it? Battlefront 2 was going to be the beginning of
Oh.
the Star Wars games again on new consoles. Like, who was not stoked for a Star Wars game? And
I
it
know.
messed it up.
I
EA
know.
canceled every Star Wars story game ever to come out or soon to
Yeah.
come out. And it's just god awful. And then what is it? Modern Warfare Remaster. Yeah, I bought it. But
Yeah.
it's just that loot system was so toxic. Like weapons, one, and then two, like it would re-roll stuff you already got and put it
Yeah.
into a different currency. Like what type of bullshit is that? Oh, garbage.
Yeah, no, the whole rolling and then re-rolling and getting currency, like I just don't like that. Just show me what I'm gonna get and show me and give me an estimated amount of time it's gonna take me to get there. If something's level 75 or tier 75, then I know I gotta work my butt off to get there. Versus,
Exactly.
am I gonna get this on my first supply drop, or am I gonna get this on my 100,000 supply drop?
Oh God.
Because it does feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. There's a difference between sucking a dick and sucking tainted dick.
Fair.
Oh my god. Fair enough. I can live with that. That's funny.
Guys, look at Zach squirming. He's like, I don't know what to think about this. He's bouncing back.
Man.
I like how his response
Killing
at
me.
the end of that. He's like, I mean,
I did not see that coming. Let's just put it that way.
I just see it now. I'm like the delay on the stream. That's funny. Oh man, dude, that's the thing, man. You like that's what's so nice about you is like you just say something like that and it just breaks up like the silence or like the tension. Like and just like you start laughing for like a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, you were always like literally like you said, you were always the guy that was like funny and you could make people laugh, but it was always like in the moment stuff. It was that quick
Yeah.
witty stuff that like nobody else can catch on to. It's just dang.
Dude, it's that's the best type of laughs. That's the real
Oh, yeah.
laughs.
The real exactly the real laughs.
Oh man,
And you get them too. That's the thing. Like they're
There's the
not
name of your
fake.
podcast, The Real Laughs.
Yeah.
the real laughs.
There you go.
It's a little cheesy.
Yeah, I know. Oh man,
It's like a morning wake up show, The Real Laughs with Anthony Hord.
I know.
God, that's funny.
So, any more questions that you have up your sleeve, Nate, for the show,
Any more questions that I have up my sleeve?
or any concerns,
I got no concerns right now.
or any feelings you might want to share?
I do have a question if you may.
Okay,
I know I'm
go
sort of
for it.
taking the spotlight
No,
from
go
Nate,
for it.
but give him some time to think.
Yeah,
I
on
did
the table.
inspect your store, your personal store, and my God, man, you blew me away with how much stuff you have on there, like the
Oh,
Horde
we're
Army
talking
stuff.
The spreadshirt.com.
Oh yeah, you have. I mean, I just went on for days looking down that stuff, like what you have to sell. You have kitchen aprons with your logo on. I mean, I know it's pretty simple as far as just getting that set up and stuff, but I was astonished. Like I was thinking, man, you got something for every. Like I'm wondering, like, do you have that around your house? Like you just rocking like a Horde Army apron while you're cooking dinner?
Bro, no. So life is exactly the same. Like I, I wish. So the thing is, man, I went into building my mixer stream. And I was like, all right, there has to be some products, and like this is the time where I was thinking that I was gonna be like the over exaggerated version of me, but I got
Yeah.
exhausted real quick on a stream. Got real exhausted, but I wanted something to show the showmanship, and I was like, okay, so shirts. Went to like literally on Google, like free t-shirts.com or something like that.
Yeah.
It said spreadshirt, and I was like, okay, sure. And then luckily I Photoshop and I had a design in mind, which was like simple, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, Horde Army, like I have nothing better to say. And literally I was watching Logan Paul in his prime before he was
Before he became Logan Paul.
yeah. And he already had merch. I was like, all right, well, I'll just copy this shit. Like, this must work. And so, made Horde Army and just took the time to kind of line. Surprisingly, I actually did go through every shirt or every product you see. I had to realign the stupid graphic.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
But it's because I wanted to do it. So,
Well, look good.
yeah, it looked good. Had my first design, and then like I was just like, dude, I'll just change the font and just call it my second design, 2018. 2018 fresh new design, and then just change the font up twice, and now it's more products. And if people want to buy it, that's great. I think you guys may know this guy, Salvador Sanchez from school, man. He checked into my stream and it's like, oh dude, I love your stuff. I was like, oh man, yeah. And next thing I know, he sent me a screenshot of his email buying a shirt. I was like, oh bro,
Nice,
bro.
dude.
And so I got the $15 and that felt amazing. I was like, oh my gosh. And then it's just a sample of what can happen. I just have to stay consistent at it.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
like, and now it's coming down to like the technical side. Like the moment I'm getting a stutter, I get so frustrated, and like it's so hard to justify buying stuff. But like when I'm getting that stutter on something I want to do, I can't have it. I got to start fresh and do something else. So I'm not playing on Xbox anymore. I got to get another PC to stream, and I'm trying to get cheap pieces and put it together and build the show. So yeah, man, spreadshirt.com, go try it yourself. Free, make a design, put it on there.
Yeah.
I know Streamlabs is doing designs as well, but they have like terrible consumer prices. Like it's not even good for, when someone buys it and you get money. Like
Yeah.
it's just not good. So I literally put on my Twitch, I gotta fix it. I gotta learn how to do the
Like
what
the
do you call it?
panels and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little panels. But I just have text on there. But I like my first text is the best deal, spreadshirt.com.
Oh
And the
yeah, I've
bottom one
seen
is
that.
like
The
the worst.
expensive version. or something.
Worst.
Yeah.
Streamlabs made me do it in parentheses. Like here's the link.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dang.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I tune in every time I see you on. If Nate's not on or one of our other buddies isn't on, I always tune in. I don't usually say something in the chat. I mean, I will from now on, but I usually just tune in and play my game, pay attention to you. But I've been noticing those stutters, so that's something I'm glad that
Oh,
you brought up,
never.
because I was like, if you get that fixed, man, like you've had some solid gameplay. I see you playing with like a group of 4 a lot when you play Blackout. Is that like consistent?
So I only play a group of 4 when I get hella pissed at myself. Like when I'm getting quiet and not getting any kills, then I'll try to see who's on. I don't. Yeah, I'll try to see who's on, but overall, I'll just jump into quads, and then if I'll just break the ice, like, hey, how you guys doing? You guys get any kills? Like, nah. I'm like, okay, and then that just determines how the game's gonna go out. But yeah, I think that's a move that I learned from Doctor Disrespect, like to just to create content. Like if you're not thriving on your own, if you're just in a rut, regardless of your gameplay,
Yeah.
then jump into quads, start chatting it up with the randoms, which I think is amazing on PC because as much as Xbox is connected and I think the UI on Xbox is amazing, nobody is talking and we
Yeah.
have mics. Like PC, everybody's just like trolling each other. I'm like, this I can get down with this. Like this is boss. So
Oh yeah, yeah, I definitely understand that. I play a lot of duos like by myself, and if I just happen to have that fill on, or I get a guy with a mic, like you can make a connection and play a couple games with them. But usually, yeah, people are just sitting there quiet, don't want to say anything, too shy.
yeah.
So,
Do you guys watch Doctor Disrespect at all?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you love it when he gets a kid in there and he's just like, "Hey, have you ever played this game before?" And then he just shows him like, "How do you like that?" Time we take him and we snap him up.
Yeah, man,
He is
he's
a
a
true character. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder, like, when he gets done with a stream, though, he's got to be exhausted, man. He's got to be
You would
beat
I'm
when
sure.
he gets done
so.
with those.
oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah, I loved him. The other day he posted, or somebody posted a clip of him being pretty real. Because like, if he's streaming with like somebody that's a little more real, then he will be a little more real.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Yeah, me and the Mrs. Assassin got in an argument last
Oh
night."
God, yeah, I do know.
You
this
saw
one.
that? Yeah, yeah. And she said, "All you do is play video games." And I responded with, "Well, at least I drive a Lamborghini." And I'm like, I'm like, oh my god, what is so...
I just
Oh.
who was it? I think it was Visions who was it that he was playing with.
He's playing with another guy. His name's Viz. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
Viz
Visions.
and there's Visions.
Oh, is there
yeah.
two of them? Okay. Or TSM
Yeah.
Viz. Yeah. Okay, I do know. who you're
yeah,
talking
it
about.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
he's
was-
been playing with somebody else. Like I thought him and Shroud were gonna be playing Blackout together for a while, but it's exactly what happened. The first week they tested each other out, and like overall they just got different gameplay styles, and
Hmm.
yeah, they're not playing together right now, which is not bad. But
I mean,
PUBG, they were just on the same length.
like the crazy thing though is like, man, like Shroud and Doc teamed up for that Code Red tournament, and just
Oh, bro.
beat
Yeah.
up on I mean, granted, Shroud kind of carried him a couple times, but
I think that's sort of where the problem comes from. Is Doc likes to get kills, and Shroud
Yeah.
just snaps him up before
Yeah.
anybody else can get him, man.
Shroud's just
Yeah,
too good
I
with his
think,
accuracy.
Doctor is just coming back to his early glory days of Call of Duty and just like is trying to
Yeah.
apply that as much as he can. And he's a good godlike tier player. But
Yeah.
like I mean, Shroud's got a point. Like, why do that when you can play mid range and then just snipe? So
Yeah, and Shroud can snipe.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it's insane, man. I honestly like jumping into PC. I think the first couple weeks, and then with Blackout, I was
Yeah.
turning up my sensitivity like my Xbox, bro. I just jacked that shit up to like 100 or like 70. My sensitivity on my mouse was like centimeters, bro. I barely twitched it, and I was on point. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But like now, this week, I came back from Disney, and for
Yeah.
some reason, it
Oh.
felt way too quick. And I was like, oh, let's slow it down. And I
Yeah.
looked at Shroud, and Shroud's playing on like level 9. I was like, oh my god. And so like I went down to like level 20, right, on my sensitivity.
Yeah.
It feels
Oh,
good.
man.
It
No,
feels
that's
good. So
that's the crazy thing too. Is like sensitivity wise, like, man, back before like Keo and I really got into like the competitive like COD scene, I was playing
Yeah.
on like level 10 because I thought
Oh, yeah,
that's
it's
what you
happy.
needed to do.
The
And
faster
then-
you can go, the better.
Yeah,
Back
and
in the
then-
day.
And then as
Yeah.
soon as we like saw the competitive scene and like these guys are playing on like 3 and 4, it's like, what? You guys are pros?
I know.
And then you do it, and it's like, oh, I guess that's why you're the pro. Like it
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. Like you get used to playing with that, and it's my shot instantly got better. You know,
do you guys ever watch your streams after playing for a while?
sometimes.
That was
Yeah.
a big thing for League of Legends, was watching my own gameplay. So I got in the
Yeah.
habit of recording and watching like every other game type of thing.
I literally just started doing that, and I was like, oh, okay, so basically I'm overshooting my target. I need to slow down my sensitivity. It's
Yeah.
just it's insane
Yeah.
how much you can learn.
So many little things you can learn.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, it's
I think that's like that's kind of the problem is like coming from like I think at least Zach and I, we come from that like sports background where you go back and watch your film and figure out what's going on, and one of the things that I mean at least our few friends that play with us sometimes is they just don't want to do that, whereas if you want to get good you kind of have to, and that's I like that part of that, like I guess pre-game or post-game stuff is like actually going back and being like, okay, this is how we messed up, this is how we can get better at this, we rotated here when we should, that kind of stuff is very
all the analyzing of it. It's very interesting stuff.
And man, like if we can get to that point where it's like, okay, we have this tournament coming up in Blackout, for instance, we need to watch these VOD or like this VOD from da 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 and go back and like that could be that stuff I like to do, and I just need to find Zach's definitely that person too. He very much, like, I know him, enjoys doing that.
Oh yeah.
So
Fortnite released that like replay system. When they first did, I went in and I'll start watching my games, and like I was in sheer amazement of like being able to see, like with a shotgun burst, for instance, I could see the pellets going by my head, and I could also see the pellets hitting me. So I knew exactly like how many shots I missed in that moment, and I was able to analyze that. And it's such it really increases your, not only like your micro play, but also your macro play. It's just a double-edged sword almost. Like you just, no matter what, you're getting better by just reviewing your own gameplay. But you have to be very self-critical, and that was the hard part for me at first, was very self-critical on everything. Realizing you're wrong.
And then being brave to get back in. Like, like tonight, even like when we get off the stream, I'm gonna be like trying to get into Blackout and just be like, all right, dude, like just get out of cover and sprint in that open field. Like, just try it. Like, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got to try what I call merit hunting. It's literally you land in the middle of the map, so firing range, somewhere like that,
and die.
And you literally just go after every sound you hear. Just chase it down, hunt it, kill it. I mean, it might ruin your KDA or whatever stat you're worrying about, but at the end of the day, you're going to get so much better at just engaging on these really high intense scenarios. And that's what I start doing, and that's just like my favorite way to warm up before playing like actually serious.
Yeah. I've gotten real interested in collecting the call sign cards for Blackout. So you'll find me playing the basketball. You'll find me going under the ocean for secret caches. Like, I'm like, merits, bro. I'm gonna go freaking call sign hunting. Yeah.
Well, we were in a trios the other day in a quads game, and we spent like 3 minutes shooting baskets at some random hoop, just trying to get the achievement.
Did you see how much damage the basketball does to you?
It does like 50 or 75. It's ridiculous.
God. You want to carry that thing to the center of the map and just get victory royale hoop shot?
Seriously, man. Like, you in a squad, each throwing at somebody, you could wipe out some people with that.
Oh man, that'd be great. Well, Zach, you know what that means? Get it on PC and join us.
Oh, I mean, have to get a new PC.
You know what? Just plug in your PS4 controller. You're good.
No, my PC does not run the game that well. Let's put it that way.
What do you want, Windows Vista?
I actually literally today just upgraded from Windows 8. So say what you will, but no, I'm on a 5-year-old computer, man. I've been running this thing for 5+ years right now. I know I got to upgrade it.
Processor. What gen is it?
Oh
6,
man,
7, or 8?
I think it's honestly it's probably 6, dude. Give me a second. I gotta check this out. Intel. It just says Intel Core i5, dude. I don't know, man. I bought it like 2013, so say what you will.
What, dude? That's a perfectly fine processor. Just throw a GPU in there.
That's the problem. I need to get in there and figure out what needs to be changed. But I don't know. That's one step at a time. One step at a time.
Look at the stretching out.
I don't like to talk to about my computer. I get very personal, very sensitive.
No, I got a low end one too, so I had to upgrade a bit.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I gotta get on that. I just went with the capture card. I'm gonna work with that for a bit, and then at some point I gotta upgrade the computer because I feel like the editing process is gonna be too long on my computer right now.
What Elgato you rocking? HD60?
Yes, sir. HD60, yes.
Bro, it's awesome.
I figured that it was the same price on Amazon as the HD60 standard. I was like, I'll pull this one out then. Might as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited though, because like tomorrow when I get home from work, I got a doctor's appointment. After that, I'll have some time to actually like dive into like what editing software I'm going to use and figuring out exactly like how I want to do my stream, and I got to figure out my stream sound and everything. But once I get that, I'm good to go.
I think I might have just realized this with your stream sound, and this is what my problem was. So I had to actually buy the Elgato chat link cable. It's $10, but I think that's gonna fix your sound.
What is that? Is that a physical cable for what?
Yeah, so it's, I mean, I can kind of pull it up on stream actually since we're on camera here. But so you have this cable.
Well, what's wrong with the sound? That's
So
all I
he
know, 'cause
he doesn't get game sound or party sound.
Oh, bro.
Is
So
there an easy fix to that?
yeah, you don't need that stupid wire. All you need. So I try to apply this to your PS4, but when I'm on Xbox, I had the same issue. When I'm running the Elgato to my computer, and my computer's only picking up well,
Video.
no, actually, yeah, it's just picking up video, and then I have to put my mic into the computer so it picks up separately. You want to put your console settings running everything, chat and sound, through headset and speaker mode. So that way, when it's running your chat or your party and everything, it's gonna go through the HDMI for sound and all the way to your computer. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a setting within the PlayStation.
Yeah. So you need to enable that because it's probably just enabled to be just, sound for your game because it's HDMI. But for chat, you need to unlock that to headphones and speaker. That way you hear it,
Gotcha.
and so it goes through your TV stereos. If you understand what I'm saying.
Now that I think about it, that's
I
something
think
that we
you're
had to
right.
figure out the first time we had the Elgato, Nate. It's something we had to mess around with on Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think I did
microphone-wise,
that with
to
World War
capture-
II also.
Yeah, but to capture your voice, the only firm way I know of doing it is plugging a microphone into your computer and then just having the Elgato software find it.
Yeah, because what, that's what I do too. I just use I use my
Yeah.
2020 for
Because
the
if you think about it,
computer.
like everybody's asking, like, how do I get my mic for my gamer headset working, with the way I just explained it? It doesn't work like that, and it will never work like that because think of this. Your microphone is actually just sending out a signal. It's not
Yeah.
it's not sitting in the lobby and going through your TV so you can hear it. Like there's no actual mic monitoring, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
No, yeah, it's just an output. Which luckily I was donated a very nice mic to use, so I have that for
Nice.
my computer, so, or at least
Nice.
a workable mic. It's not as fancy as some other people's mics, but
Some of that fat Yeti, that Chach Yeti.
oh yes, sir. It's not quite that, but
That Yeti
it's up
Chach.
there.
I think I think you're right though. I think that is what
I
it
will
is.
investigate that before I go to bed tonight, and if that's all it is, then I will be just messing up my overlays tomorrow and figuring out my editing software, and I'll be good to go.
Overlays. I'm telling you, stream overlays take the longest time of my life.
I mean, luckily Streamlabs has a lot of preset ones. I just got to sort of fiddle with finding the right one for the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Streamlabs is yeah, they actually have a lot of good overlays for free.
The thing about Streamlabs though is you have to get real creative. Like you really have to know which ones are enabled or not because
That's true.
in the basic setup in Streamlabs, like I think you can only use one at a time regardless if it is a webcam overlay versus a tip jar thing. So if you're in OBS Studio, you can use the web links and use all of them, if you're in Elgato and you start linking them through the URL, you can use all of them. But I think from Streamlabs, you're honestly only restricted to whatever theme package is enabled within the settings through Streamlabs.
That may be true because I sort of noticed that when I was streaming tonight, but I have to investigate more tomorrow on that.
Because I remember my notifications going off, and I was like, "Why am I getting the stupid default?" Like, I purposely put like some military wing calls whenever somebody followed or something. So I was like, "Ugh." I actually just quit all that. Like, I need to get back into the notification system, but like, literally just one step at a time. One step at a time.
Yeah,
one step at a time.
And that's the thing. It's just one thing at a time. First, you figure out how to get your gameplay up, then the audio, then you got to progress as you go, for sure.
Yeah. and then figuring out your schedule. Schedule is key.
Yeah,
That's the only reason
that's-
why I got so many followers.
Dude, that is the hardest thing for me right now is like getting a schedule
consistent.
that works for everybody in the household, if that make you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, isn't that like this time? Is this like, isn't this the time to stream or do your thing?
um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna.
So what's the hard part about finding the time?
I mean, I personally don't know, but I feel like if he had more space, it would be easier for him
I'll
Because
see.
you're still at your parents. You're still at your parents' place.
No.
Yeah.
I live with the girlfriend now.
Oh, bro. So
Yeah.
that's why we're giggling and being quiet. Is that the reason? Because you have to be quiet for her.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. I mean,
Oh,
I can.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, jeez, man, you guys all giggling. You got something in that room or something?
No, I mean,
You know what?
I will.
You need to
I
get
will
the,
say this.
sound foam.
She.
Just pin up sound foam
Oh, I
everywhere.
know. I mean, if I could, I would. I mean, I will say she is 100% supportive of the things that I want to do, which is very nice. It's
Yeah.
just kind of. My problem is like when I get into something, I put all of my effort into it.
Well, okay, so
yeah.
that's actually a good topic. Let's throw this on the stream.
Okay.
Me as well. You know, there's a difference in everything when it comes to hobbies and obsessions and like
Yeah.
some that takes much time. And I figured out that you know, if you don't want something to have a bad rep in your life, then there needs to be a reasonable limit to where like if the next day, like if you're streaming and doing your thing and the next day you're cranky because you didn't have a good stream or something, that's where it's bad. All right.
Yeah.
That's where you need to chill. And just realize that it's just your hobby as of now, and even if it is a living, like you shouldn't let any of it follow into your other life. So if you want to stream up late night of the hours and then work hard tomorrow and then invest in your girl, then like you need to do that. You know, if you
Yeah.
can't do that, then your stream's got to give a little. And for me, it's like I'm learning right up now because I'm trying to start the whole stream up recently.
Yeah.
But about 12:30 is my new bed mark to actually go to bed and have more energy tomorrow. Because you got 9 to 5 work, and then you got 2 hours with your bae and your kid, and then you got to put them all to bed by like 8 o'clock because they got to start their day early. And like I honestly only have like 4 hours,
Yeah.
in 4 hours versus somebody that streams for 8. Like
Yeah.
you would think that doesn't give you the right upper hand. But it honestly doesn't matter. Like streaming is just streaming. Like there's always going to be somebody on. There's always going to be that niche. And
Yeah.
once you get to that affiliate level, that's where you can reevaluate and then rethink the strategy to start streaming during the day if you're getting paid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, if it is actually bothering that much, like for her, I say have a legit conversation. Be like, look, I know you support it, but like, where does it actually bother you? Like, you need to be open to the fact that like she may not like it 100%, and you need to find out what that percent she doesn't like. And if it is infecting something else, or like you guys didn't have a good dinner, like you just had top ramen because you had to go stream, then yeah, fix that. And that way it'll be easier on you and you'll be able to stream more. Like it's easy to hear, but it's so hard to apply.
No,
like,
I mean,
even now I'm looking at like 11:05, and if we get off soon, then I'm gonna be like, man, I might game till 1. Like it's just hard.
No, I mean it makes like the way that you're putting it though, it like makes sense. And it's like you said, right now the streaming thing and the video game thing is not like it's not a money maker. I still have to go to my day job. I still have to do the things that I don't get me wrong, I don't mind my job. It allows me to do some fun
But you
things,
don't want to do it, man.
Exactly.
You want to stupid.
Exactly. I want to stream, man. Like that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But no, it's
my vision to get me through the day recently, and it's been really helpful. It's just like, if you think about all the hours in the day, this is kind of a little Gary Vee coming out of me. If you think about all the hours in the day that you have, which is 24, and if you can sacrifice a little bit of sleep to do what you want, then think about your 9 to 5. Dude, you got a whole lot of more hours to go do whatever the hell you want. So think of like your day job as your passive income. Just do good at it. I mean, the reason why you're there is because they wanted you there.
Right.
And I mean, not every job that's like, say, Target or something is always going to value you like an actor or some high paid profession, obviously, because you're just another one of the books. But if you start treating that job as like your side income, if you will, but not to the point where like you're forgetting about it, but like if you just do it and realize that like at the end of this work hours, I
Yeah.
still do have a lot of hours left in this day and night to go do what I want. I just gotta, you know, and I wouldn't say like don't treat your life as like a checklist. Like I just put time in the lady, I put time in the dog, and
Yeah. For
this and
sure.
that. Now this is time. Like it's just, use all that extra time to constantly think about what you might be doing tonight to make it efficient, and then just do it. And it's always going to be a balance. There's never going to be like an official like I figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So
yeah.
it is that. So I every day just think like, oh, dude, yeah, I'm going to kick ass today. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and then after, you know, if there's time, then I'll stream, and I know what I'm doing tonight. So, and even if you don't stream, like say Zach needs to build his PC the other night, or I mean, a next coming night.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like if you want to stream that, use your phone and stream it. But if you don't, then just straight up tell the stream like, guys, I'm going to work on this to make it better. And there's always tomorrow. And if there's no tomorrow, then whatever.
Meant to be.
You gave your best today, really.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what you
I
got to
mean,
say.
like, man, dude, like that's. It's
I mean-
it's interesting to like hear it from like another like like a podcast or like someone that's that you would look at like higher, I guess, than you, but like just hearing it from
somebody
like,
that's
like
not a chotch.
yeah, like hearing it from someone that essentially and have known for a while. I mean, I've known you at a while, and like hearing that kind of stuff from you is like, it just kind of reassures and like, man, if he's able to figure it out, like why can't I figure it out? You know what I mean? Like it really, like as of right now, is streaming and gaming kind of that passion for me? Absolutely. And I definitely have to figure out how to balance the two. I mean, I go to work, I know those hours are going to be 8 to 5, that I can't change that, but I definitely have to kind of figure out the balance there of, what do I really want to stream, and that's what I want to do? Absolutely. But I love her too, so I got to figure out kind of that
and even a break from it, dude. Like I know you never ever want to really do that. Neither did I. Like going into Disney this weekend, I was like, I just want to play Call of Duty, because I can become a streamer and get paid.
Exactly.
But, like, if you could ever like just tell the lady or anybody who's ever involved with you and like the stream, like just ask them like, you know what, I am able to do this at night every night, and I'm just wondering like, is there anything that you might want to do? Like obviously it's maybe not Disney because it's expensive, but like if there is some point to go out and do something with them, like, like it's so hard, but
no, I know, like that kind of like I was saying is just like I get into something and that's what I want to do. Like it becomes kind of that, and it's not healthy. I know that, but it becomes that obsessive passion. It's like, this is what I'm doing. I'm not stopping. Like, sorry, but you're on the side essentially, and it can't be like that. And like you said, just getting that balance is something.
Yeah, balance is very important. That's the only thing for anything to strive. Like, if you want to be that guy that's rich and famous and doing all that, guess what? You're gonna get it. You know why? Because you want it. And guess what? Because you want that stuff, the other stuff that follows that's not invested in, it's not gonna follow because it's not invested in. So that's the only reason why you see and thrive to be like the Tom Cruises or the Robert Downey Jr.'s, because they have all this stuff. But like, dude, that's all they did. I mean, everybody goes back to their origin story and like gets inspired by like how they ate shit and they ate McDonald's and like worked low numbers and then came top high, and that's the only way to grow. But you can't get obsessed with the final result. You have to, god dang it, it's here to be coming out. You got to enjoy the grind, and you got to enjoy knowing that you're going to bed tonight to kick ass tomorrow. Like that's the only way. That's the only way, and it's gay, but it's the way it happens. So. Sorry, 2018. It's the way I talk.
But I mean, like in all seriousness though, like, man, that's just a good point. Like it really is, like that final bit of just like you can work as hard as you want on one thing, but that other stuff that you aren't working on is not going to follow. Like very good point. And
Life is Zoo Tycoon, dude.
Fair.
yeah,
Fair.
yeah. Can't
Damn, I
argue
put a lot
that.
of hours in that game.
Oh, I love Zoo Tycoon 1998. Yeah.
Oh man, make a little pin for my elephants. Ah.
Oh my god. Dude, I would just let the elephants run loose and kill people. I would literally,
No.
yeah, I would make a thriving zoo and then just make a maze of gates for people to like fight to the front entrance because you can never, ever, ever block off the entrance. So I just made a freaking maze and just unleashed. I just broke the walls and let all the polar bears and freaking monkeys terrorize the people. Oh yeah.
Oh, mine was so orderly. Just it was crowded, but it was orderly. Nothing was outside its cage.
It was crowded. You blocked off the gates and jacked up the prices for the soda pops
Oh
to
yeah,
like
oh,
25 cents a
definitely,
pop.
definitely raised the price of the soda.
Yeah.
No.
That's funny,
Oh, God.
man.
Oh, man.
Cool. I don't know about you guys, but I feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
do too.
no.
I do. I think it was worth
Cool.
kind of going that extra hour. Not gonna lie, I think that was a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are the viewers going nuts? What's it looking like in the chat?
Oh, it's died down a little bit, but
That's good. That's good.
but no, man. I mean, kind of just to wrap up, I guess, is like whenever you want to, you're more than happy. I mean, from day one, we thought of you to get you on here.
Mhm.
Well, dude, just literally send me that invite,
Yeah,
and I will most likely accept, and I'll be in this chat.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Like anytime you want to, anytime, we will be more than great. Like great open arms, welcome. And hopefully soon we can get this thing starting to go and starting to build a following here. But again, consistency and actually just putting the time in and doing it. But
Yeah.
man, just truly like thank you. I
Oh yeah.
Of course.
both of us,
course.
we appreciate you like taking time out of your night, to do this, and
Of course.
It was a blast, man. It was
Yeah.
a blast.
Blast.
it was
Chilling
really
with bros.
a
Awesome.
solid time. So with that said, if you are watching on YouTube, all of Anthony's social media links will be in the description right above the EShot Nation social media links. So make sure to go check him out. He truly is one of the funniest people I've ever met in person. And I guarantee you his streams are going to be just as good once he gets that PC set up.
Oh yeah.
So with that said, guys, check out everything. And until next time, this is EShot Nation signing out.
Peace.